We are here. There we go. There we go. What's up, Willie?
I was curious by the silence. I was like, why is it so silent?
The mic again. No, that was 100% my fault. Yesterday was my fault too. But anyway, welcome to the show. It's Friday.
Morning, friends.
That means you get your dose of Jay and Will, whether you like it or not. Well,
that's right.
You don't have any choice. What's going on, buddy? How you been?
I've been all right.
Doing good.
Tired from work, but surviving. How are you doing?
It's Friday. I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. Mic check works. Yes. JT, good to see you. Cutthroat was here. Den of Geek, all the legends. Bat Stan, Average Gamer, JP, Josh Pepper, also known as Minty Man 2 for WillyLo. We got Retro Roamers, Torshi. Good to see all of you here. We're going to continue our read, Will. Can you hear me okay? Or is it low?
Mm-hmm.
It's not low?
You sound good to me.
Good. But you had sent me a really interesting link that I thought it would be fun to start the show with, Mr. Law. Let's see here. Let's bring this up. All right, guys, get ready, because when I hit this button, all your friggin' jaws are going to hit the floor. Get ready for this. Dun, 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 dun. Just take it in. Take it in. Everybody just take it in. Take it in.
To be fair, this is Canadian pricing for any of our American viewers, right?
This is Canadian, but that means that the game is $99 US.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing.
Yep.
This is GameStop. And I sent you the link, Will, for Amazon, which Mario Kart was also 109. You sent me a link for Kirby. That was 114. Granted, it had a couple games on it.
Yep.
So
it's weird with this one because Mario Kart's listed at 109, and then Donkey Kong is also but listed at like 99. So like the prices they're not consistent right now, and I don't understand why.
Might be tariffs. I don't know much about that whole thing, to be completely 100% honest. Okay. We briefly talked over texting yesterday. And I kind of gave you my thoughts, so I'll start this. And we're going to get to the magazine. I just think it's an interesting thing that popped up today. So I'm starting to believe that even when this next gen starts, when PlayStation 6 and Xbox Next comes out, whatever it's called, we're going to see games at 109. I think this is going to be the new price. My theory behind this, Will, that they definitely... for 100% this generation want to phase out physical. So everyone is not only buying digital, but subscribing to their services. That's what I think. That's my thoughts.
We know digital has been like that. That is the way that gaming is going. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's pretty much there for movies now at this point, right? Like very rarely do people buy actual physical media anymore for movies. And more of them being released, right? But this could be the end, right? Like the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever next PlayStation or Xbox comes out, like I don't even think the next PlayStation or Xbox will have disc drives. Because like you look at the PlayStation 5 Pro, all the base systems for that, no disc drive. You want a disc drive, you buy it separate.
And you know what's funny about that is I was working at EB still when the Series X and S came out, and during the holiday season when you couldn't get a PS5, you couldn't get a Switch even though the Switch was old by then. The Series S's, they couldn't give them away. Now, I understand the processing power is less than the X, but even at that.
Yeah.
Same when we got PS5s digital, we had a big list of people that we called. And even when we got the digital-only PS5 in, we call people, is it the disc one? No, it's digital. No, I'll pass.
Yep.
I mean, GameStop is, I would say, primarily hardcore gamers, I would say, for their clientele.
That's the thing, right? Like people going to those stores now are probably seeking physical media over digital, right?
Right. Den says physical for life. Absolutely. Shout out to Game Cycle, our home here in London, Ontario. The best physical games in town, 100%. And anyway, I'm not going to complain. It's shocking because I thought it was going to be $10 more. Now this is Canadian. Retro says it's $80 US. So I don't know if this is a tariff thing. I have no idea why it's this much money.
I'm not sure. Because that's weird because like it would have to go to the States first and then be brought up. But I thought Nintendo had like distribution centers here in Canada, so
yeah, I don't know. And it was what, the amiibo you were looking at?
Oh yeah, they have these Street Fighter amiibos. I don't know if you can see it on their site. I'm curious what they have it up on there. I think on Amazon. Yeah, see, $41.99.
There you go. So we got it's Luke and I don't know the other two characters, and then
Luke, Jamie and Kimberly.
One. Yeah. So the old ones are. Oh, wait a second. So Yonobo from Tears of the Kingdom is only $29.
Yeah, but those are the older ones, right?
Oh, that's the older ones. Okay, so here's
so those are like gone, I think. Oh no. Well, they're pre-orders. I don't know. But these ones, the newer ones, these are the latest ones they've come out with. It's $41.99. But that was like $29.99 and $21.99 were like the original price points for Amiibo, which I was like, I could buy an Amiibo for that price. But $42 Canadian for an Amiibo?
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, the only way I can see them combating this is if they make the digital game regular price. And let's just say it is $10 more for a Switch 2 game and they're $89 Canadian, which is a PS5 game. Fine. You want to make it 109 and make the physical 109 and call it because production costs, and then make the digital 89. I guess I'm okay with that, but you got to make some kind of price difference here.
That's the thing, right? Like, if you go to Nintendo's website, and yeah, I'm just looking at it right now, the digital and physical for Canadian pricing, exactly the same.
Yeah, and I think it's always been that way. I never understood why digital is the exact same money as a physical one. Makes no sense to me. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. It's a couple old men yelling at the clouds, but I think we're really starting to push it. And this all kind of started earlier this year when we kind of had this great talk with the chat about Grand Theft Auto 6 maybe being over $100, maybe being $130. And I said I was fine with it because the quality, but Will had said that if that happens, you're going to see other game companies follow suit.
Yep.
Maybe that's what's happening because there's a reason why, dude, they're bringing out the Switch 2 in June and not in the fall. Why do you think that is?
Well, obviously to avoid GTA. Well, like
I agree with you.
Yeah, but like even then, like a new system is different than a game, right? Like everybody who wants GTA at this point, I would assume has an Xbox or a PS5. Right? So like the Switch is still I don't think it really matter when they release it. And it's not like Donkey Kong or even Mario would ever come up as like a competitor to Grand Theft Auto. Like they're great games. They're probably going to be amazing. Mario himself is still like a staple in gaming, but it's not Grand Theft Auto.
True, but I will combat that with saying there's only enough money to go around.
That's true too.
And I think most of us in the chat, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm sure a lot of us who play Grand Theft Auto want to play Mario Kart or whatever Zelda game comes out next. You know what I mean? So I think it's a smart move on Nintendo's part. Even the mighty N is a little bit afraid, it seems, of GTA. So, but
well, I think it's a weird spot for Nintendo right now, because like they're doing their own thing. They haven't been a competitor, but their hardware is definitely lacking compared to others, and I think that's an indicative of what they've seen over the years and people wanting more from it. And I think it's just like, but their hardware is like just putting it up to like where the PS5 and Xbox are, right? Give it a couple more years and then it's going to be like outdated again whenever they bring out their newer stuff.
Well, they're the off gen, which is weird, right? Like everything used to line up together.
Yeah.
Maybe a year, the Xbox 360 launched a full year before the PlayStation and the Wii, but everything was kind of in line. Now this is like, I mean, we're not going to get a PlayStation 6 for probably a couple more years. Do you know what I mean? So Oblivion, what's going on? GTA on the Switch. Dude, I played GTA Trilogy on the Switch and it was awful. And that was San Andreas, man. From from 19, when is that from? 2004?
I feel like having that hardware out, I wouldn't be surprised though. Like getting the Switch 2 out now and then come the holidays, like, hey, Grand Theft Auto on the Switch, now portable as well. Because you have the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Like that would be, I would consider getting it on the Switch 2 just because I could just play it on the go.
This is Oreo Oblivion, by the way, Willie.
Hey, Oreo, how you doing, bud?
Matt says, good morning, by the way, my friend. No, Nintendo may still be trying to lure people to drop the other consoles and play Nintendo only. Avoiding Grand Theft Auto means more money for Nintendo, or release at the same time and not make as much. Exactly. I agree 100%. And it's kind of scary to think that even Rockstar casts a shadow over Nintendo. Like, that's frightening to me. I still think we're going to get GTA 6 in September. I do believe that. And I don't think we're going to get any other trailers. It's just going to come out. We're going to get a release date probably a month before. Everyone's going to lose their minds and it's going to come out. I really think that.
Yeah, GTA 6 is going to be amazing. I'm upset that it's only console. I'm going to have to buy that damn game twice when it comes out on PC.
Oh, yeah.
That means, like, if I want to play online with you guys, I'm going to have to get subscribed to probably the PlayStation Plus. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, with the community, we're going to really have to talk here. And I know there's some people that don't have consoles either. So I will say I don't think online is going to launch. If it's anything like Red Dead 2 or GTA 5, the online didn't launch right away. So
yeah.
Oblivion Bolt, by the way, thanks for dropping in. Shadow drop it. I think that's what's going to happen, mate. For sure. For sure.
I like Ghetto had a comment right under Matt's there that I think we should bring up too, because I've been reading reports of this.
Go for it. You can read it. Yeah.
So Ghetto saying here that 90% of the Switch 2 games that are dropped are pure game keys and no physical copies in them. So this has actually been confirmed from a lot of publications saying that, like, you're just going to get, it's just an empty box with a code in it. Just like when we used to get those back in the day when we had, like, the original, I think it was the Xbox One started that, remember? We had a few of those that would come in and it was literally just a code in a box.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so it was, let me make myself big here. Ghetto, that's a really interesting comment. Yeah, so remember this one? So this was the physical copy.
Did that have...
Yeah, watch.
Okay, I'm watching.
Copy of the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Game add-on content. There was no disc. We just got a card.
But the other ones on that had discs, though, didn't they?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm getting ahead of you. Sorry. I'm ruining it.
Then you got the Pit in Operation Anchorage. And this one had a disc.
Yeah.
Right?
I forgot about the Mothership Zeta.
And then there was also, this one was a disc, too. This was Broken Steel and Point Lookout.
Yeah.
So these had discs. And then there's also another one that whatever the Swamp one was that I think is a card too. But this was the last one released too. But yeah, like this, dude. What was this? 2008? Sorry, well, hang on.
I'm bad with times, but yeah, probably.
I think this was like 2008, 2009. I can't see. So small. It says 2007, but. Either way, you get the point that we've been dealing with this for quite a while now.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And I just bought this because I'm a physical guy. I like to collect. Like, I love having the boxes, not to mention the artwork is completely different. But we were working together at the same store at the time, and what they call EB called gutting, where you take the disc out to display the box. Yep. And we opened it, and it was a card. And we were just like, whoa.
Yeah, that was trippy. I was like, huh.
Lots of people rolling in. Bargain, it's good to see you. How you doing?
Hey, Bargain.
We got Persona 5 fan 2025. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. I just pre-ordered my Switch 2 from GameStop, and I'm so excited.
Let's go.
Well, awesome. Congratulations, my friend. Welcome on in.
I was able to get one yesterday, thankfully.
Yeah, that's great, dude. I think it's awesome.
I was debating it, and I'd like the GameCube stuff seems really cool. I want to try like playing, and then like Mario Kart World. I don't know, open world Mario Kart sounds awesome.
I will say that game to me is worth $109. I was just shocked to see it. I was shocked because I thought they were going to be $10 more than PS5, which would have at Canadian would have been $100.
So that'd be interesting to see, like Nintendo launching this out, seeing how it goes. Like, will we see the other games start to creep up in Canadian pricing? I know for those coming in, like we Jay and I are both in Canada, so we're talking about the price on games in Canada compared to the US. But
yeah, that's why we keep saying US, going back and forth and all that kind of thing. Let's get to a few comments here. Torshi says they could have saved everyone the trouble with just releasing the Game of the Year edition instead of repackaging unsold copies. Yes.
They did eventually do a Game of the Year edition, though, didn't they?
Yep, they did. And you know what's funny? From a collecting standpoint, those are worth a friggin' fortune, man. Never would have. I also have Lost in the Damned, the GTA 4 expansion. I have a physical copy of that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they had that one in the there's the Ballad of Gay Tony as well, right?
Yep. And then they had the trilogy on one disc too. Yeah. I don't know. For me, I don't know what you do, but for me that was perfect because you got the physical case and a disc, even though it was probably just an install disc, and then you got, so you get to put it on the shelf, and you just felt like you were in control. Maybe it's a control thing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you felt like you had stuff. You felt like you had that tangibility that you were being deceived that you have a game.
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
No. I hope that. I know somebody said it in there. I don't know who it says. There's like a digital version plus game version, and maybe like some of them are on the carts in there. I'm not sure. It's getting it's like they're muddying the waters. It seems with some of this stuff, and it's kind of disappointing.
Hames, what's up, mate? Dudes, 150. Get the hell out of here. Wow. I mean, for some some smoother frames, there's no shot, man. I love that game to death, but
is that also Canadian? I'm assuming that's Canadian prices, right? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say if it's 115 American, I'm definitely out. I'm not paying $150 for a slight upgrade to Tears of the Kingdom.
Crow, what are you saying? What's going on? We got a new subscriber, KL14 Sisters. Thank you so much. Welcome on in. All right. Listen, this has been a great conversation, and I feel like, we touched on it on Wednesday's show. Willie and I are talking about it today. It's something really important that affects all gamers, frankly. So that's why we keep bringing it up on my channel. But we're going to move on. We're going to go back to the past.
The good old days.
The shitty games that suck. Wait a minute. That's not our song. What am I doing here?
They're coming after us. Don't say that out too loud.
What are we doing? That's not our song.
We're going to get to a time when the games were actually on the carts when you got them, broken or not.
Yep. Yeah, I remember someone saying, it was in one of the stores we were in, and they were saying, oh, well, eventually, blah, 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 all the carts will be gone. And what if you get like Star Fox and your Super Nintendo doesn't work? Let me tell you something. I'm not worried about consoles. You're going to be able to find Super Nintendos from here till the sun explodes the planet. I'm not worried about getting a Super Nintendo. I'm worried about the games, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we are. Welcome. It's been a while. We are here. It is March 1993. Everyone, back in time. We're going back in time. What we got here?
Star Fox.
1993 preview issue. What is this? Mortal Kombat. The arcade hit comes home. Oh, Mortal Monday.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mortal Monday. What a time that was. I can't wait to cover that. I can't wait to get to Mortal Monday. We are on retromags.com. If you guys want to follow along, there is a link in the description to that wonderful site. You'll just have to search Electronic Gaming Monthly issue 44, and you can follow along with us here. All right, my good friend. Get ready for your book report. You're up. We'll split this one.
Hold on, I gotta zoom in. Oh my god.
Nintendo and Sega. Who
Who's
is
number
number
one?
one? This
Oh
is Ed,
boy.
and Will always reads Ed's part, so we'll get Willie to start.
All right. We're back from CES, and like always, it was a great show. There were tons of new games and a lot of new technology. As usual, it's all here in this issue, along with the first info, specs, and pictures. But this year, there is something new. The 16-bit wars that started a year ago, September, when Nintendo brought out their Super NES, may just have a new leader. It all depends on those whose numbers you believe. Nintendo claims they sold 6.6 million Super Nintendo systems last year. They say that they have 69%, nice, of the 16-bit market, with a total of 8.7 million systems in our homes. Can we just take a minute to that's a lot of systems.
It's a lot.
But I think if you had that amount nowadays, I think they would consider that not a success.
Yeah, I mean, we're into when gaming really starts to take off here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. How many Switches is it?
Google that. Oh, wake up. Did I miss your comment? I'm sorry. No, I can see you. What did you say up here? The WEF predicted this years ago, not just for gaming either. No, dude, I can see you. Sorry if I missed your comment. I'm trying to keep up. A lot of chat. Great.
I know it's only a year in, but at this point, there's 150.86 million units across North America for the Switch right now.
Wow. I mean, gaming has grown. It's the number one form of entertainment on the planet. The term gamer, I feel, even though we do use it, I feel like it really has no weight anymore.
Yeah, because what's gaming, right? You can play a Tetris on your phone. Is that considered a gamer? I think so.
Of course.
All forms of gaming is valid.
Any video game, and then you can even take that further. You know, they talk about it in King of Kong, where if you play checkers or chess on an actual board, that's gaming too. We're talking about video gaming, but yeah, there's so many. What are some casual games? I haven't played a casual game since Plants vs. Zombies. What's something everyone plays now? I don't know.
Candy Crush still a thing?
Candy Crush, sure. Any of those diamond bejeweled kind of games. I think all that stuff is that all counts for sure. So my point is, the term gamer doesn't really hold any weight anymore.
Yeah. Where was I? Catching up. Sales. Sega maintains they sold 4.5 million systems in 1992 and have an install base of 7.5 million systems. Each company says they are in a first place, but who do you believe? Nintendo did have a great year. They and their licenses were able to bring out a constant stream of great games to convince players that the Super NES is the system to buy. Sega, on the other hand, took a pass at the first 8 months and concentrated on selling their games and systems during the Christmas season. Was that wise? Probably not. As Nintendo, by working hard all year long, was able to catch up and probably pass Sega.
Okay. So has Sega learned anything from this? Judging from what we saw at the Winter Consumer Electronics Show, they have not. Their Menacer light gun.
That thing looks cool, though.
Oh.
I always like I think the Menacer looks cool. It just.
Oh.
You don't think so?
The Menacer light gun won't have a new game for at least another 6 months. Well, there you go, right? How many peripherals have we seen peripherals come out that we've seen and nobody supports it, and then they wonder why they're dead, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been into the gun stuff, aside from we talked about maybe Mad Dog or something like that. But the spectacular activator allows players to lift their legs and arms to play tunes. That sounds awful.
This is the earliest version of the Kinect?
I guess. Their Hawt CD system needs new games from their production list. The Consumer Electronics Show games either that weren't there were Sonic, Dolphin, Sherlock Holmes 2. Unplayable Joe Montana, Citizen X, Slipheed, Dark Wizard. Or cartridge games with CD tunes like Spider-Man, Afterburner 3, Indiana Jones, Final Fight. Not too impressive considering Sega was bragging about their great jillion-dollar multimedia CD studio they built last year. What does Sega say about this? The same thing that they said last year. Wait until the Summer Consumer Electronics Show. But will the dealers and players wait? The NES is dead. This will be the year that players move up to the 16-bit system. Nintendo projects that their Super Nintendo system sales this year could approach an all-time yearly single-platform record. That is 8 million new Super Nintendo systems. About 75% of these will be sold during the Christmas season. That leaves 2 million systems to be sold from January through September. These 2 million players will look at the new games on the shelves to see a lot of exciting titles for the Super Nintendo. Will they be impressed with the new Genesis titles? Perhaps not, as they would have to wait until fall or the Consumer Electronics Show games to get into the stores. Which system will they buy then, Will?
Dun, dun, dun. Hey, look, look at this special guy in here in chat.
Cutthroat.
Showing up late.
Are you? I don't think we're late. I think you might not be on the actual live feed. You might be a little bit behind. Nintendo is now back with their 16-bit system. In a little bit over a year, they have gone from nothing to at least tied for first place. Exciting times. And knowing this, Sega, can you really afford to make the game players wait until the Summer Consumer Electronics Show? That was good.
It's a good question. That's like, yeah, like you need to have like that constant information and new updates for things coming out, or else people lose interest, right? So, and like I think we've got to a point nowadays where we've talked about it, where I think we're overstimulated in the gaming community now, where it's like every week it's like, oh, there's something else, especially in the streaming world. I find it's even worse, where you're like, you're playing something, you're getting into it, and then like the new hot thing out there, like bam, everybody's like, oh, we got to play this. And it's like, oh my God, I can't keep up.
Yeah, and then you add the Game Pass formula onto that. We were just talking, I can't ever remember the name of this game. We're talking about that new RPG today. You said it was on Game Pass.
Yeah, like Expedition 33
or whatever,
Claire or something.
So we were talking about that, and then all the new things. Oblivion just dropped. GTA 5 just dropped for anyone who does not have access to it. It's just it's a lot, right? A lot at once. Again, Game Pass, it's good and it's bad. Torshi said, if only Sega learned that lesson before they shot themselves in the foot at the end of 1995.
Wow.
True story. All right, let's get into it. Are you streaming today? I can't remember.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't stream Fridays.
All right.
Just you and me, buddy.
The letters to the editor. I'll let you choose, my friend. This first page, what we got here.
Sorry, I was stuck on the Bubsy ad.
Oh, did I miss a Bubsy ad?
Yeah.
See, it was so dull. I just Is it true you eat hedgehogs? Is it a fact that you bit Barbara Walters? Didn't you just get busted for catnip in the 60s? Bubsy. Bubsy, I love you.
Will you and Arnold do the Furminator movie?
Will you do Jay or Arsenio first? What? You're not doing nothing with me, buddy. I'll buy your old dusty cart. That's where it ends.
Let's see here. This question about blast processing. I think we've talked about that in the past already.
More Street Fighter. Can't get enough of Street Fighter. It's almost 2 years straight of Street Fighter stuff.
We've talked a lot about Street Fighter. What is this? Thanks for... All right, let's try this. I don't know. We're just
Merry Christmas? That one, yeah.
Merry Christmas! Little early. Thanks for the Christmas card that came with last issue. Never have I ever got anything like this from any of the many publications that I subscribe to. That was very thoughtful of you, as all I get from the other game mags are cards wanting me to resubscribe. Next year, I think you guys should give money or games with your Christmas cards, at least to the subscribers.
Come on now.
Wow.
Come on now. Come
Wow.
on.
I'm just being grateful for some extra little like extra incentive to be like, hey, you know, come to EGM. We'll give you a Christmas card. No, not enough. Not enough. Ed responds to see, didn't you get the check we enclosed with the card? After all the envelopes were sealed, I had the strange feeling that we forgot to include something. Oh, well, perhaps next year. Seriously, the card is just a small token of our appreciation for your dedication to making EGM the best-selling mag in the industry. We have a lot of cool things lined up for 1993, and the Christmas card was just the first of many subscriber only, no cost specials that we plan on sending out this year. Now that I think this is just kind of cool because like that is like a neat little incentive. I'd like to see what the Christmas cards were like if they did send out something that was like personalized.
I'm going on eBay right now to look.
I think that would be pretty cool.
EGM Christmas card. No matches found.
Everybody threw them out.
Well, Jameson, if you're listening, and I know that you are, if you had held on to this Christmas card, you could sell it on eBay right now for like $10, and I would have bought it. So there you go. Christmas shark cards. I want to get to Oblivion. Yeah, that's a good comment. Fortnite completely took over Twitch. Indeed.
Yeah. There is a lot of people that play Fortnite on Twitch still now to this day. Like, how many people are playing Fortnite right now? It's just so saturated. I never ever consider like looking at it on Twitch. Who are playing that right now? 48,000 viewers currently watching people play Fortnite on Twitch. Like,
is Ninja still the premier Fortnite streamer? Chat, do you guys know? Do you watch Ninja at all?
I've never. A lot of people are surprised by this when I say this because a lot of people are like, "Oh, like Shroud did this and stuff." I know of these people, but I've never ever watched them.
You never watched the big boys? No. That's when I learned about Fortnite and how to do basic builds and stuff, was because like Ninja's really, really good at that game. I'm going back to like 2017, 2018. And this is, I think, before his Mixer deal that he got. And he's really entertaining. I haven't watched him for a while, but I don't know who the big Fortnite streamers are anymore. I wouldn't know. Okay, well, I want to read this Street Fighter 2 for NES because we have to have some Street Fighter news. So this is from Stan Battles from Manhattan Beach, California. All I seem to care about these days is Street Fighter 2. I'm very interested in obtaining the NES version of this Hawt cart. None of the stores that I have contacted could find the game, but it must exist, as you ran pictures of it a few issues ago. I think it came from Hong Kong or some other Asian country. That's called a bootleg, my friend. Yeah, I believe there was a bootleg of it. I don't think Capcom ever released an 8-bit version. Anyway, I know it wasn't coming from Japan. Is this an illegal cart? Or is this why nobody can get their hands on it? Or is it something I must order straight from Hong Kong? Who played Street Fighter on NES?
I'm curious what that would look like.
2 buttons? I mean, I guess if you don't have a pause button, you could have 4. That would be kind of cumbersome, but yeah, I don't know. So Ed says the Street Fighter game that we ran pictures of was an unlicensed version of the game that was processed in Southern Asia. You are right, as such copies of the game are illegal, and that is why nobody can get the cart. Don't give up hope, though. In talking with the people at Capcom during the Winter Consumer Electronics Show, we have found out that there will be a legal Nintendo Entertainment System version of Street Fighter 2 coming out in the US later this year. I don't think it ever came out. I think we got a PC Engine version, but I don't remember.
Huh.
I don't remember a Famicom version. Can anyone in the chat confirm that? I don't remember. Capcom has licensed the rights to do the game to yet an unannounced Nintendo licensee. Exactly how much of the game has to be cut back to fit into an NES cart, that would have to be the most 4 megabytes of memory, how the controls will work with only 2 buttons on the standard NES controller, and whether all the World Warriors will be able to be in the NES version are several questions that are yet unanswered. Since there are... What? Since you are a dyed in the woo?
What?
We read that. What is that? What the... Ed, what are you doing to my brain?
Since you are a dyed in the wool NES
wool.
player.
But still, what's dyed in the wool? What the hell does that mean?
Dyed in the wool.
Google that. Just when I think I got it down.
Dyed in the wool means having very strong, uncompromising opinions or beliefs, typically about something traditional.
Well, in the future, we call it hardcore, but that's fine. Since you are a hardcore NES player, you might also be interested in Capcom's newest 8-bit game. It is called Mighty Final Fight, and essentially it's a scaled-down version of the classic 16-bit title. This cute cart will come out later this year, and it is worth waiting for. Yeah, Mighty Final Fight is, it is amazing. Very good.
That's one I never got around to playing.
It's a rare one, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to do the Too Hot to Handle, or do you want to skip this? What's next? Oh, yeah, there's a whole other page if you want.
All right, let's see what else is on the other side.
Let's give a shout out, though, to Crisscross and CNC Music Factory. Make your own video on the Sega CD. Let's go.
No, that's not. Oh, that looks awful. You know what? We should find a copy of this and we can make our own music video.
There's also a Dave Matthews one. There was a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch one. And there was a game similar to this, Will, called VidGrid that came with, this is me being a super nerd. It came with the Jaguar CD, and it was basically like Enter Sandman was one of the songs. So it was like the music video in all squares, but it was unscrambled, and you had to put it, like a Resident Evil puzzle. You had to put it back before the song was ending, and that was like the whole game. Anyway.
No, that doesn't sound fun at all.
It's not fun. It sucks.
I'm gonna save the one I think you would like to read on here, and then I'm gonna do the more Sega RPGs instead.
Okay.
I've got a couple questions for you. I really love my Genesis, but where are the RPGs? I bought the system a few years ago because of Phantasy Star 2 and 3 and Vermilion. Since then, there has been nothing. Zilch! Back in June, you talked about a game called Shining Force. Is this related to Shining in the Darkness? Will it ever come out over here? That's from Toby Zakowski?
Yep.
Huh.
Good.
Is that the same as Mike Zakowski? Is that the same guy from Monsters Inc.?
I think it's his brother.
Oh, okay. We asked those very same questions to the head honchos at Sega when we interviewed them at the Winter CES. Good news! Not only will Sega be bringing out a US version of Shining Force this spring, but they also have they will also give us the mega hot Land Stalker this fall, and next spring we'll have Phantasy Star 4. I want to say Final Fantasy.
Don't you dare me.
The better series.
So you never even played Phantasy Star?
Yeah, and a lot of other people didn't. And where's Phantasy Star now? Just saying.
Well, unfortunately, they went online and they never came back from it. Phantasy Star 2 online is huge in Japan. I'll say that.
Is it a mobile game?
Here. It's still going, dude. I downloaded it. It's on I think it's on not on Game Pass. The game's free anyway. But anyway.
Does it have as many people playing it as Final Fantasy 14?
No. I think it has 10. but whatever. Final Fantasy 14. I don't see you playing that. Wow, traitor liar. Whoa. Okay, shush. The hanger's coming out. Make it easy. You support Square. Go ahead.
I did play that game.
Busy old Blitter Blizzius. And anyway, okay. Super Nintendo CD-ROM when? From Sean Sackford for Tecumseh, Oklahoma. When will the when will the Nintendo be bringing out their CD-ROM? What's the deal with them? I'm really good.
What's the deal?
I'm really getting PO'd at them for always changing their release date.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I'm really just getting TO'd on every good thing they make, says Sean Sackford. Now we got Chad Clark from Shelbyville, Indiana. I am the owner of both a Super Nintendo and a Genesis. I am very interested in the CD-ROM technology. My question is if I should get the Genesis CD-ROM or wait to see what the people at Nintendo have to offer. Genesis has the technology now. Nintendo, on the other hand, seems to be making promises they can't keep. A 32-bit system with Philips CDI compatibility for $200 by the winter of 1993-1994? Question mark. Come on, Nintendo. How in the world are you going to do that?
How are they going to do that?
Oh, they did it. It's sitting over there on the bottom shelf.
Bring it out.
Nintendo is starting to think twice about the price and release date of their CD-ROM system. Matt Cave, welcome on in, my friend.
Hey, Matt Cave.
Nintendo decided to play down CD-ROM video gaming at the Winter Consumer Electronics Show. In the past, the Big N would match and then outdo anything that Sega had to say about CD-ROM. But this time, Peter Main, Vice President of Marketing, said, what these numbers indicate, 13.3 million Super NESs, NESs, and Game Boy systems, and 76 million cartridges, is resounding support for the fact that the video game business is cartridge-based and will continue to be for the foreseeable future. Wow. Back then, they were all about the carts. I mean, obviously, the next is 64, right? But it's crazy that they've taken a stand so firmly.
But even then, like, they're still on carts now.
That's true.
Like the Wii, the GameCube discs, right? And then they went back to carts.
Yeah, the mini GameCube discs, remember? They're like...
Yeah, the GameCube, the Wii had discs, and then they went back to carts with the Wii U, and then now with the Switch, right?
The Wii U had CDs.
Did it have... Did it? Oh, yeah. Right. That's right. Man, you know what? I blanked out on the Wii U era because I just did not care about this.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would rather have a Virtual Boy. Everyone talks about the weakest Nintendo console being the Virtual Boy. I would much rather have that over the Wii U. I'm sorry. It was just so vanilla for me. Anyway, that's me. Anyway, there's one more sentence.
It was ahead of its time. It was ahead of its time.
It was a prototype for the Switch. If you think of it that way, I can accept that, right? That's fine. Our 8-bit NES, which has been on the market for 7 years, still represented more than 20 times the market of CD-ROM-based video games in 1992. It sure sounds like Nintendo isn't too bullish about the immediate future of CD-ROMs. Dun, dun, dun. Locke, SNES monster. Welcome.
Yeah, I did totally forget that the Wii U had CDs.
He had CDs, Will. God, will he even do anything?
No. I think that's like the only Nintendo console I never actually owned.
You never owned a Wii U?
No.
Well, dude, let me tell you something. Don't, because if that controller, I'm pointing like you can see it. If that controller stops working, you can't turn the system on. And that's what happened to mine. The battery died in my Wii U main pad because I just had to pull the Majora's Mask that I bought off that.
Wait, so yeah, you have to use that pad when it's like on the TV?
Yes. it would not stay powered without that. And even when I had it plugged in, the battery was dying, so it wasn't generating enough juice. Whoop.
Huh. And that seems like a pretty big flaw.
Fatal flaw, man. Yep. So.
Hey, Gian. Yeah, what are CDs?
JP, what are you saying? You were saying also a reason future games won't be on disc. I thought I read something a few years ago that discs are being stopped made entirely in the world.
I wouldn't be surprised because we talked about that earlier. Like even movies, like how often are people actually buying like physical copies of movies anymore, right?
Yeah, but I think that's again orchestrated like where we're going with video games, where they want you to be subscribed to a service, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean though. Like that's the entire like the industry, movies, video games. Like they were doing a lot for discs and stuff. Even music, right? Because you used to buy like CDs for music and stuff. I don't know if you can still. Can you?
CDs, yeah. I think Walmart and Best Buy still have a CD section, if I'm not mistaken.
I know they've like I know Best Buy announced that they're like removing their movies section. Like they don't even have a section.
Oh yeah,
like,
they don't.
Local one anymore.
But you know what's funny, dude? It's like you go into Walmart and you go in the CDs, right? And what is it? It's like AC/DC Back in Black and like Nirvana Nevermind and like all the classic albums, right? Like there's nothing, no new artists or anything. It's all just like stuff that.
Yeah, so that's all that newer stuff is all digital then.
Yeah. The newer gens don't care about dusty discs. Although I've seen some younger YouTubers with channels with vinyl preservation, stuff like that, which is really nice to see. Anyway, we're getting off topic again.
Yeah, vinyls are back. I know that, Oblivion. You're a big vinyl collector. You like vinyls.
Me?
Yeah, I thought you were doing collecting of vinyls and stuff at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I have like the Foo Fighters stuff. Oops, I shut that. I have the Foo Fighters stuff, and I have like some Kiss stuff, but yeah, we just shut this. We didn't want to share this. We want to share this. There we go. I closed it. My bad. I completely closed it. Hang on.
Jay broke it.
I broke it. We're getting so like into it that I closed the EGM. So let's share that again. My bad, guys. Yeah, like I would rather buy a used vintage record because it's a lot cheaper. If you're going to get like Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction, it's like $50. Like it's crazy, man. Like not doing that, but you know.
Hey, Mutron. There's some technical difficulties because of Jay and his.
Yeah, clicking. I closed it in my flailing. Okay, so we got bad editorial, good editorial, more Sega RPGs. You can pick whatever you want. Good to see you, Mutron.
What am I doing? Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're still on that page. There's still a good couple good articles here. Good letters, I should say.
Good editorial. Bad editorial. I feel like we have to read both then, right? Because they're replied the same. All right. We'll start with bad editorial.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to do the ed part or whatever, if you don't want to do it all, whatever you want.
In issue 42 of Insert Coin, the editor Ed Simrad was talking about Nintendo Sega bashing. Sega about CD-ROM systems. Well, in almost every Sega commercial, Sega puts down Nintendo about their system. In Nintendo's commercials, you never see them talking about Sega. All I'm saying is that Ed Simrad should look at Sega before saying what he said about Nintendo.
Okay. I'm going to read the good because I want Will to read Ed's response, but that's crazy. We all know why Nintendo didn't need to do anything. I feel, in my opinion, when you're the best at something, you don't have to attack anybody. You just let it be. You know what I mean? That's my opinion, though. Okay, the good. I was surprised when I saw Ed Simrad's editorial under the Insert Coin by Line. What? Insert Coin.
By Line?
By Line. While I had been stewing over the obviously contrived nature of Nintendo's CD-ROM system press release, I also realized that many younger gamers would be naive enough to take these Conventionally timed memos at face value. Huh. It would have taken a great deal of courage for you to take a major gaming power and big money advertiser to task the way you did. I don't think any other gaming publication would have the guts to tell the big Nintendo to put up or shut up. For those of you out there who believe that Nintendo vaporware announcements were anything other than an attempt to steal Sega's thunder, you can send me a check for $200 and I will mail you my new 64-bit Pro Logic Sound fully holographic Smell-O-Vision CD-ROM system. Whoa! Easy, J.A. Simon from Clinton Town. Boy.
Fandom was strong even back then.
But imagine Stuart, like you. Okay, so this guy, J.A. Simon, would have read this probably in like 2 older issues ago, wrote the letter, which probably took another week, sent it, which probably took a month to get there, and then whenever they read it. So this guy's been stewing about this and waiting for a response for like 3 or 4 months. I think we should go back to times like that.
Cutthroat likes to ask, what about TurboGrafx 16 bashing? Cutthroat, it's already dead.
STOA, brother.
It's done.
It's
There's no more bashing. They put it in the ground and laid it to rest.
What's that saying? Like, you don't have to beat a dead horse or whatever. It's yeah.
That rest in peace, Turbo.
Well, we haven't got to the Turbo Duo yet, but here's a little spoiler for you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
All right, Ed. All right. Here we go. We have received a fair number of letters about Ed's February editorial. The responses are evenly divided as to whether the editorial was good or bad. And when the reader mentioned which system he owned, the Super NES owners didn't like the editorial, and the Sega owners thought it was well written. Some readers went so far as to say they were on Sega's payroll. Oh my God. Citing our 68-page Sega Force insert that we did in November. They somehow forgot about the 60-page Super NES directory we ran last month. Just saying, 60 smaller than 68, you're on Sega's payroll.
He's on fire, folks. He's on fire.
Our readers gave us detailed analysis of everything we did over the past few months and concluded that we were nothing more than an Illinois branch of Sega of America. Jeepers creepers. How quickly these players forgot that we gave them the Game of the Year system. Game System of the Year to the Super Nintendo and also awarded the best Game of the Year to Street Fighter II, a Super Nintendo game. Yeah, readers.
Take that, readers.
What do you think? Is EGM pro Sega or pro Nintendo? Or just a magazine that has an opinion and is not afraid of speaking our mind? Is there a difference between a TV commercial that attacks the opposition or a series of official press releases that constantly change a company's position? First, read this month's editorial and then send us your comments.
Well said, Ed. One of the reasons I love this magazine was because they did this, because they spoke their mind. Even if it would hurt their ad revenue, they still did it.
They definitely didn't have as much as a strong bias as other magazines, I found anyways.
Yeah. You're going back to a time when most people could afford one or the other, right? Mm-hmm. So you were like, it became like, as a kid, it became like part of your identity. Like you're a Nintendo kid or you're a Sega kid. So I get it, like being a kid. Nowadays with the Microsoft Sony thing, if that's still a thing, I don't understand that. Us being adults now, but back then I certainly understood it. But I will say Sega started the fight by insulting Nintendo in their commercials, and then the Sega fans adopted that. Yeah, Nintendo, you suck. You know what I mean? Where Nintendo's just like, hey man, we're just gonna keep making timeless games that you will buy for 50 generations from now, suckers.
It's
There you
true.
go. All right. Oh my God. Turn the page. Oh.
It's your favorite movie. I heard you love this franchise.
What a terrible, terrible film. Have you ever played the NES game?
No, I've had. I like the movies. I have no interest in playing the games. I'm sure they're awful.
Yeah, they're not good. It's just one of those games that was constructed, and then they threw the Lethal Weapon license on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they did that for a lot of them back in the day, right? Like Wayne's World and frick, you can even argue Ghostbusters to a point.
Yeah, some Ghostbusters games are good.
And then others, you're just like, why? They just threw the characters in, and you're just like, I don't know. They're shooting tambourines.
Yeah. I was wondering if Williams was considering producing a home version of Mortal Kombat. If a version was to come out, I probably would like the Sega CD because it would have the best graphics. What systems would the game come out for? If it would be on a Genesis or a Sega CD, how would they handle the 5 buttons needed to play the game? When I went to Disney World, I played Mortal Kombat. I don't know why that's funny.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat at Disney seems weird.
I don't know why that's funny. I feel like this letter should be read in Will's voice, like when I went to Disney World, I played Mortal Kombat, right? But anyway, what shocked
That's not my actual voice. Thank you. That's my actually voice.
What shocked me was the fact that the bloody effects were deleted and I couldn't perform the fatalities. Oh my God, did they really do that in Disney? We were just joking about that.
No, that seems par for the course, though. That makes sense to me.
Really?
Yeah, why would Disney have like something that's like totally like gory and like bloody?
Well, they don't carry it. Stop censoring the art, Disney. Anyway, couldn't perform the fatalities. Is that type of gore that objectionable? If the home version is going to be that way, forget it. I won't buy it. Says Andy Humps from Melbourne, Florida.
My humps.
Lots of questions, Andy. First of all, Acclaim, rather than Midway, will be doing the home versions of Mortal Kombat. They're planning on doing versions of Mortal Kombat for the Super, the Game Boy, the Genesis, the Game Gear, and Sega CD. Don't expect a whole lot of blood on the Super Nintendo or Game Boy versions, as Nintendo won't allow it. That doesn't leave a lot of hope for the fatalities staying in, does it? Look for the gore to remain in the Sega versions, as their policy on violence is more liberal than the Nintendo's.
Nintendo's.
As far as controllers go, the Super Nintendo has enough buttons, and when Sega's 6-button controller comes out, the Genesis and Sega CD will be cool. How about the Game Boy and the Game Gear versions? How will that work? Who cares? That's what I say. Wow. Who cares?
Oh. Yeah, the Game Boy, like Game Gear version, obviously, but the Game Boy version, you're just seeing shaded textures anyways.
It's brutal.
You can barely even tell what's going on in that anyways.
Yeah, like it's almost like it's like Tiger Electronics bad.
Ugh.
But moving on.
There's some cool artwork.
What, Cool Ball? What the hell's Cool Ball? Takara? Flashback, that was a good one. Loved Flashback. The review crew. Here we go.
Lords of Thunder.
First game. This gets an Editor's Choice Gold. This is Lord of Thunder for the Turbo Duo by Turbo Technologies Incorporated, aka Hudson Soft. Poor bastards. So, before we get to Lords of Thunder, what have our favorite editors been up to? Steve Harris. Unlike other shows, this CES... Oh, it's in quotes now. Oh, it's not someone writing about them. It's actually them speaking. Whoa, we're moving up here.
Wow.
Steve says, unlike other shows, the Consumer Electronics Show failed to produce any real winners. We'll just have to cool our guns until the summer show rolls around. His favorite games from the CES are The Empire Strikes Back and Star Fox.
Those Super Star Wars games, like on the Super Nintendo, were great.
Oh, so good. And you know, I always say it, the Indiana Jones one, right up there with it. It's the same. It's the same engine, right?
Yep. Ed, I found the CES to be one of the best ever. They're like polar opposites. Sure, there weren't as many parties, but at least the Elvis stamp was unveiled.
Oh my God.
The hell's the Elvis stamp?
Oh, who remember? Okay, who's old enough to remember the Elvis stamp besides me? There's got to be someone. Cutthroat. Who else is around my age? The Elvis stamp. Remember that? So it was like Elvis on a stamp, right? But it was like beautiful artwork.
Like an actual postal stamp?
Yeah. And when they unveiled it, I remember my mom and like everyone boomer generation going out and buying as many as they could because there was some sort of like everyone thought that they were going to be worth like tons of money. I don't know if they are or not, but
let's find out. Elvis stamp.
I think it's got a pink background and he's got the old timey mic.
Okay. You can get a full sheet of 40 for $16.07.
Aegean was in 1993. Yes. Just Jeff says, my good Lord, my mom bought a sheet of them. Same dude.
I don't know. eBay pricing. There's like a bunch of them that are all, I don't know.
But they're like $20. It's not worth like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, like $41 is the highest one I see here initially.
JT doesn't remember the hype. Get old, buddy. Get older. God. Quit being so young. Weak. Wake Up says Super Star Wars for the May 4th, 5th. Oh, what? For the Monday Hell Ride? I don't know if I'm going to be in town, dude. That's why I haven't posted that week yet. I might be shooting. I don't know. Stay tuned. Okay, so Lord of Thunder, another side-scrolling shooter. Steve gives it an 8.
I love the Turbo, but we've talked about this so many times. There are so many of these freaking games.
So many. Way too many, man. And you know what? We've also talked about this. We both love Blazing Lasers.
Yep.
And like, I guess Contra, you would count Contra in that too, but like the majority of these, it's just not my style of game. I just don't enjoy the shooter. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Would you count Contra or Contra?
I think Contra's different.
Yeah.
I don't think I would label it into like these side-scrolling shooters as much as these. There's something about these that like Gradius and stuff. Like it's all, I don't know. I feel like you could do more in Contra, and then like the screen divides and like the bosses feel different. I don't know. I feel like Contra. I don't think I would label Contra the same.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess then you'd have to put Mega Man in there, which Mega Man is definitely not. What's that?
Yeah.
A running gun?
Yeah. No, because like Mega Man's more of an action adventure. No, more of an action game. I don't know. Just getting above my pay grade.
I do remember the Princess Diana Beanie Baby. I do. Yeah. There you go.
What?
Says my dad bought some. When Princess Diana passed away, Beanie Babies were all the rage, and they made like a commemorative Beanie Baby bear that was based off of Princess Diana.
So they're monopolizing on her death. Got it.
Yes.
Huh.
Back to Lords of Nothing. So it got pretty good ratings. It got a gold overall. Steve gives it an 8. Turbo Technologies Incorporated has found a new niche with their CD-ROM game system with the Thunder series of shooters. The latest installment is all beef with plenty of targets and the curious selection of destructive power-ups. Blend in some stylish good looks and a rockin' soundtrack, and the end result is another reason to look at the duo. Wrong! Nobody did! I'm sorry. You're crazy. There's no way out of the 3 systems that anybody would buy a Turbo Duo in 1993. No shot. Sorry, I'm just saying.
Let it out. It's all, you just let it out. It's okay.
Saying, man. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I was distracted by Jeff's comment there. Our director for Retro Freaks had 7 tubs of Beanie Babies.
It was an interesting situation. Word. My mom also had a couple tubs of them.
Tubs?
Yeah, like the Walmart bins.
Yeah, those like the big blue ones?
Rubbermaid ones. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Just tubs full of Beanie Babies?
Yeah. I thought it was cool because she was like, her and my aunt were really into collecting them, and I thought it was, we're collectors, right? So I'm like, it's so cool. She finally found something. Totes, thanks, Batston.
There was that many Beanie Babies, though?
Oh, dude, there were so many. They screwed. This is what happened, from what I understand. They came out with a Beanie Baby called The End, which signified the end. And then they kept going, and then they re-released a bunch, and it was just like, then everyone was like, you know what? Without these things being worth money, it's just kind of like, it's boring, right?
So they had like any value today? I missed this apparently. I was a kid during that time, and I didn't even really. I don't even think I knew anybody.
Can you do eBay right now, real quick, and look Princess Di Beanie Baby and see what it's worth?
Does it look like Princess Di?
No, I think it's a bear. I think it has a crown. I can't remember. Just check it real quick.
Like eBay pricing?
Yeah, just see like if it's Cutthroat says $1,000.
I don't know. This is weird.
20 are worth loads, JP says.
Yeah, like there's $20 ones, $41. Somebody has one here for $809,000.
109,000.
809,000.
809.
I'll take a
chip for that.
I don't know what the pricing is, like way all over the place here. I'll send you a picture on your text.
I guess I could just bring it up myself, but
good. But this is more fun.
Yeah. Persona says, do you remember the day when video games crashed in 1983? I was pretty young. I remember reading, but learning about it. But I don't remember the specific day. Did you send it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Sold listings? I don't use eBay, so I'm still I've only started using eBay so I can get manuals for games that we collect that don't initially come with the manuals.
Yeah. Well, eBay is 100%. Like you're covered. Like I know you like Facebook Marketplace, but Facebook Marketplace is a gamble.
I don't think I ever understood what eBay was initially. I thought it was like some shady site where people were just like dealing stuff.
No.
How do you saw item location, locale, condition, best matches? How do we check for items sold?
It's somewhere in the settings. I'm just gonna keep going here. Agent says you gotta look at the sold listings. Why did someone put 809,000 on it? Okay, is it autographed by Diana? Because that might be a reason why it's 800. But I feel like a lot of people do stuff like that. So if you accidentally click buy it now, which by the way you have to click it again for it to go through, then you're like contractually obligated. It's like nobody has $800,000 who's looking at Beanie Babies.
I was looking at the thing and then I was just thinking about it. It's to commemorate her death. How would she sign it if she died?
Well, I was like, I don't want to say a joke, but you know what I mean.
Like, okay, I got you. I thought you took it at face value, and I was like, did she sign it? And then I was like, wait a minute.
Let's move on. Let's just move on. I mean, no disrespect, Princess Diana. I didn't. My point is, forget it. Cut through carefully. Shut up, everybody.
TTI is certainly
Wilden Reed is my bad. Sorry, we're back.
Right on the right track with Lot. As good as Gates was, Lords is even better. Great graphics, very challenging gameplay, and exception music. It's not exceptional. It's just exception music. All combined to make this the best shooter I have seen in a long time. If you've been thinking about the duo, this is the game that will make your decision a lot easier. That was a tough read. I don't know what Ed was doing here. There's a lot
they've
of...
also changed the fonts where we got used to it being really squished. Now it's really long. There's Cutthroats. Princess dies, so that's what it looks like for everybody.
Cutthroat House one. $809,000. Go put it up right now, Cutthroat.
Dude, sell that. There you go. Buy your Turbo Duo with that.
Undercut it. $808,000.
Persona, thank you for hanging out. Enjoy your Friday. We'll see you again.
Bye, Persona.
Okay, moving on. Yeah, dude, go sell that right now. And I feel like Will and I get a cut because you sent us pictures of it.
Yeah. We get a 25% cut.
Super Strike Eagle by Microprose for the Super Nintendo. Okay. Let me just say this. I cannot stand flight games like this, dude. From back then when it's just like first person cockpit view. Only one I can even look at is like Wing Commander, and that's because it's like Mark Hamill. Other than that, I don't know. Do you like games like this? Like first person? Ugh.
No, not really. I do like the Wing Commander games, and there was another one my dad and I played together, Privateer.
Mm-hmm.
I like those ones, but not generally. Not my thing.
Well, Steve gave it a 6. Super Strike Eagle attempts to tackle several game themes on the same cart and ends up being hot and cold. The dogfighting action is poorly constructed and really bogs down what is otherwise a quite enjoyable aerial contest. When the graphic FX are turned up, SSE hits the target in the air. However, it's crash and burn. That doesn't make any sense. Any of this nonsense. Anyway, moving on. Steve, what are you doing to me today?
Ed gave it a 7. I like the two different perspectives that you find in this game. The combat missions are done right as they start out easy and get progressively more difficult. The graphics are very well done, but could have been a bit more detailed. Where the game really shines, though, is in the outstanding use of the Mode 7 scaling.
Mode 7. Football Fury by American Sammy. For the Super. I mean, look at that screenshot. You got that ugly American Sammy logo right in the middle of the field. I mean, who doesn't want to play that? You know what? Forget Joe Montana football. Forget John Madden. I'm going with Football Fury. I'm doing it.
I'm good without either of them.
Can't stop me. 4.
I tried to stop you from buying Bubsy, so I know I can't stop
Bubsy's a goof purchase. Joke's on me. It's awful. 4. This game has an extremely attractive perspective and accommodating character animations, but the sounds, play calling, and overall action weaken a nice setup. The impact and excitement of the game just isn't captured in this title. What points Fury earns in presentation and loses ×2 in execution.
Bum, bum, bum.
4. Ugh. Rough.
Ed's got straight 7s for all of these ones. He's just vibing. He's enjoying life in video games right now.
He is. He's loving it.
There really isn't much room for another normal football game. Sammy did the right thing by taking all the rules and throwing them out, starting from scratch. What they ended up with is a spectacular game of anything goes football. Since violence is the in thing these days, Football Fury should do quite well. So is this like an early Blitz?
Football Fury is not your ordinary game of football. American Sammy has turned it into a real tackle fest.
That sounds like a Blitz thing, right?
That's made up.
Yeah. Hey, Desney, how you doing? Good to see you, Desney.
Interesting. You're done with that?
Yeah,
Did you read that?
that was the end of my thing. I got. What do you want me to read?
The football thing just makes me just completely go to sleep, and that screenshot is brute.
Maybe going forward, we just mention about the football games or like sports titles, unless they're like something of note, and just like move on from them.
Yeah, I mean,
there's so many sports games.
Desney, thank you for being here. We appreciate it very much. Toxic Crusaders by Bandai before the big merger with Namco.
I don't know much about Toxic Crusaders, but I know there's like a new show or movie coming out based on it.
Possibly.
I saw like pictures of it. Isn't he like a radioactive mutant person thing?
I always get him in the Toxic Avenger, which was a trauma movie. I always get those two mixed up. Toxic Crusaders was also a cartoon and a toy line. So I don't know if they're related. Does anybody in chat know Trauma? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Rusty with the $6.99 super chat. Let's go.
Hey, Rusty.
Thank God, it's Friday, dudes. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thank you, my friend. And I hope to see you in some Fortnite action tomorrow.
Fortnite. I'm thinking about installing Fortnite again. I don't know.
Yeah, I asked you about Friday because we're doing the big Star Wars thing, but you're working, damn you.
Oh, well, sorry.
Damn
I'm not
you.
a big full-time content creator. I got to pay the bills somehow.
Adult version and kid version. Okay, Jeff, so it is the same. I always wondered that, dude. Trauma. Matt says Toxic Avenger Crusader are actually the same thing. They changed it from Avenger to Crusader because the Trauma movies were very adult orientated and the cartoon most definitely was not.
Huh.
Another example of making these adult IPs into kids' properties. Like, it's crazy, dude. Crazy. Anyway. Toxic Crusaders boasts colorful characters, well-drawn backgrounds, but little else. The interaction with bad guys in dangerous situations is not kept up in a consistent pace, and consequently, the cart slows down occasionally. Also, the characters are somewhat compact, and overall, the play technique is limited. 5.
Jeez. Steve's out to hate everything.
He's in a bad mood, dude. He's just in a bad mood.
He hated CES. He's hating all these games.
Dude, like, he goes to CES and nothing's good.
Yeah. He's not in a good mood. There's 5 or 6 films? What? For the Toxic Avenger Crusader thing? Crazy.
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman. Yeah, he had him on that one episode. Yeah, I remember that one. That was great.
Toxic is an interesting game. While the gameplay is predictable, the action is respectable and offers enough variety to hold the player's interest from start to finish. His mop is an interesting weapon and helps maintain the environmental theme. It could have been harder, but it is right for the younger player. 7.
That's as dumb as making RoboCop into a cartoon. I'm just saying.
You were talking about that last time.
Dude, that always comes up because I just think it's crazy. Like the thought of having an adult IP and you could turn Rambo into a toy line and a cartoon. But anyway, that was the 80s. That's why we grew up like this, Willie. That's why
we're broken.
Busted and broken. We have cheap viewers on steamboat.com. I love you, Twitch. I love you. Bella, what's going on? My only Twitch viewer. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream.
I forgot you're doing Twitch as well.
For these, why not? For these, you know what I mean? Why not? Earth Sim by FCI for the Super Nintendo. Steve gives it a 6. Yeah, Matt, for the Talking Head stuff, I do Twitch as well. And Facebook. I don't know why. I do Facebook. But apparently, according to Facebook, I keep getting these little notifications that I'm leveling up. Has anyone else got this? What the hell does that mean, Facebook?
I I don't use Facebook as much. I just
Dude, it's
Facebook Marketplace. That's about all I use Facebook for. I need to find them hot softs.
I got to get back on Twitter. I deleted Twitter a couple years back, and I need to get back on that because Facebook. You know what? Let's show my dogs off and stuff like that. Sure, but like they send me this notification that I'm doing well and leveling up.
Huh?
What? Bella says I don't do Facebook. Same, right? I stream on YouTube. Bella, that's where most of the viewers are. I feel well. You got Lock Strife over there now, so I appreciate you being here. Regardless, thank you.
Excuse me. There's a WillyLo guy in chat too. Jesus, you're just gonna ignore.
Mods ban that guy.
Oh.
I don't know how many mods on Twitch because I have like 3 followers. Anyway, can we please get back to the reviews, Will? If you can focus.
You're the one who went on this tangent about RoboCop becoming a
Will is like, he just sees something shiny and he just goes off on a tangent. Trying to run a show here, bud. Okay.
Well, you're supposed to read first anyway because you had the first review.
Yeah, see, get it together, pal. What are you doing? Get it together. I haven't modded you yet. I will knight you soon, my friend.
That's right. Sorry, Bella. We'll get on track. Sorry.
Get back to it. All right. You gotta. Did I read mine yet? I can't remember.
No, you haven't. That's what I was saying.
I like the idea of being able to grow a city, a la Sim City, or in this case, an entire planet. The amount of effort this game demands, however, don't balance out the rewards that successful playing generates. What is with this writing? This is not a bad game by any means. It's simple, not going to appeal to those searching for a snappy feedback. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does any of that mean, Steve? Tell me.
Also, AGN, yes, 100%, day one.
Okay, you're up. Good luck with yours, because mine was brute.
Sim City was a great game to pass the time with. The ability to try many different what-if situations was great, to a point. After a while, it stopped being fun and lost interest in the game. After all, this isn't a game you can beat. Sim Earth is the same. What? After all, this isn't a game you can beat. Sim Earth is the same.
You can't beat
as Sim City, I guess.
Yeah, forever.
The what-ifs are larger in scale, but again, you can only go so far.
The Sim Earth sucked big donkey lips. Interesting. Well, it doesn't suck as much as Hardball 3 by Accolade. You guys know Accolade. They created Bubsy. Hardball 3 for the Genesis. Another baseball game. Steve gives it a 4. The latest version of Accolade's Hardball series still plays like a PC game, but this time you get some refined play-by-play by our man, Al. Is that Al or AI? I'm pretty sure that's Al.
Mm.
The manner in which the words are pieced together is better than the Sega voice games, but is still electronic. And without a solid game to support the effect, it fails. 4.
Whoop. I use bat. I hit the ball. Good baseball game.
Right. Right.
Accolade has really pulled out all the stops in this cart. I like the 162 game season. 162 games.
That's a lot of games.
That's one too many baseball for me.
It's a lot of baseball. I'm just saying.
The instant replay feature and the realistic player movements. Okay, period. What?
Wait,
did I miss? Okay, I like the 162 game season, the instant replay feature, and the realistic player movements. There we go. I had to say it all together.
Yeah.
When I paused, it broke it up in my mind. I don't know. Reading. It's tough. The play-by-play commentary is novel at first, but wasn't really needed after a few games. While too heavy on the stats for me, some players will like this feature. Nope, I just want to hit balls with bats.
Whoa.
That's baseball. You hit balls with bats.
Whoa. Matt says, back in the day, Maxis had a great many Sims games. I was surprised that they didn't have Sim Fart game.
There's one that I remember really liking was Sim Ant, where you would like build like ant colonies.
Like I feel like Steve and Ed are at like each other's heads right now. This might be the last issue they're in together because they're polar opposite, except Sim Earth. But anyway, moving on.
Risky Woods.
Oh, that's what you're saying, Cutthroat. We should play Risky Woods this Halloween. I was like, what the hell is Risky Woods? And it's by EA. There you go. If you would like to donate a copy, Cutthroat, we will play it. Feel free. It's all on you, bud. It's a lot of pressure. So this is by EA. 4 from Steve. Put some nice computer graphics and swell computer gameplay in a cart, and your Sega can play games like a computer. That's sarcasm. Only problem is the rigid nature of PC titles doesn't exactly excite me. And although the action is flawed, only in style, it's enough to turn me off. Well made, but should have stayed on disc. Floppy disk.
Steve not getting any? Is that what he's upset?
He's angry, dude, and he's a consolist.
Is Mrs. Steve need to help Steve with his anger issues?
William.
No, he seems a little angsty.
He's mad for some reason. He doesn't like PC players. That's not very nice, Steve.
I really had high hopes for EA. Had hopes for that EA could do more than sports games. Huh. Is that really what they were just really known for then? I guess. Well, even now, really. They're just doing sports games now.
They did Battlefront pretty good. Actually, that wasn't EA just published it. Whatever. You get what I'm saying.
While this cart might get by as a fun game for the younger kids, it doesn't have what is needed to keep a teenager happy. I found it harder than normal to control, and this just made it more frustrating. Best advice? Try it before you buy it.
Rent it. Okay.
The days of rentals.
The days of rentals.
Oh my God, another baseball game!
Roger Clemens, MVP baseball.
I like to hit balls with bats.
This is by Flying Edge. Yeah. Okay. There's not much extremely critical that can be said about this baseball entry, but there's nothing wildly original about its execution either. The different angles that the game uses are nice, but the pitch batter contest, while well drawn, is still stiff. The game is deserving of the look, but far from a must-have. 6 from Steve-O.
Oblivion says that Sim Earth had a Metacritic score of 98. Huh.
Interesting. I either forgot about it or I do not remember Sim Earth at all. Like, I do not. So, interesting.
I do remember. I remember the box, more specifically, like the box art for Sim Earth. But I don't think I actually played it. I don't know if I've actually played that one or not.
Sim nothing.
Baseball's a tough sport to make into a video game. Apparently not, because there's a freaking billion of them.
Yeah, seems pretty easy.
Either you go overboard on the stats or try to make it play well. This version tries to combine both, but it ends up sacrificing some of the gameplay. Still, it is the best version of the game, but there's a lot of room for improvement, especially in the pitching and fielding. Okay, so like I feel like there's like 3 things to baseball. There's batting, there's pitching, there's fielding, and you're saying like 2 of the 3 aren't great?
Yeah, that's most of it. Championship Pro-Am. We all know that the original RC Pro-Am was made by Rare, the mighty Rare. I can't say the same for the Genesis. I don't know, but Trade West published this bad boy. I guess it must be Rare. I like the early versions of the Pro-Am theme for the 8-bit machines. The better graphics and sounds help complement the gameplay on the Genesis, but the extra 16-bit power doesn't really spruce up the action either. This is a fun and addicting game nonetheless, and definitely a different kind of driver. 7. That's above average. Above average.
I like the NES version and really expected to see a lot of improvement in the Genesis game. Unfortunately, it isn't there. The graphics could have been a lot better, as could the overall game. What's most important, though, is that it's still a fun game to play. With tons of levels, there is enough action to even the die-hard fans.
Average gamer likes Ken Griffey Jr. baseball.
I remember have one of those on the N64.
Ken Griffey? I don't know. Or you mean this Pro-Am?
No, Ken Griffey. I can't remember.
Yeah, yes.
I feel like that's the one I played.
Yep. I remember getting his rookie card. He was Seattle Mariners, I think, is who he played for. Base Wars is the best baseball game, says Matt Tracker Rubin.
The best baseball game is just whatever can let you do a home run derby and never play anything else.
Because it's boring as lips.
That's all I want from a baseball game. I just want home run derbies. That's all I care about.
I liked Baseball Simulator 1000 on Nintendo, and I liked Baseball All-Stars by SNK on the NES and on the Neo Geo were great. Baseball Stars was awesome because you could level up your characters. You could name them, you could level them up, and go through the season. Like, that was pretty cool. Road Avenger by Renovation for the Sega CD. Ooh. This game is a barrel of fun. The first time, though. Oh, it must be a full motion video. Must be. In the same vein as Cobra Command, the Wolfman. What? The Wolfman serve up a driver that dishes out spectacular full motion, full screen graphics, and a storyline that's nonstop intensity. The game is linear, however, and will be beaten quickly by most everyone. Still a great showpiece. I don't think I've played. No, I've definitely never played this one.
I think I've seen this, and it plays like the Dragon Lair stuff.
Oh yeah, there's the arrow. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay.
Oh yeah. So like you have to like wait for the prompt, and you be like, boop, gotta hit the button.
But those full motion video graphics were showstoppers, man. They really were. But yeah, I would agree that once you go through something like that, like Wirehead that we played through on Sega CD, like that's, I mean, you could just kind of do it once, right? And then you see the story unfold. That's
and then like, why are you going to play through it again? Yeah. I don't know. That's how I feel with the Dragon Layers game. If I could ever actually get past the first stage,
so hard. It's so hard.
Let's see here. Very much like Cobra Command and Time Gal, Road Avenger is a very new way of playing games. Not necessarily better, but new. In essence, this is a memory game. Get to a certain point, and you have to make a decision and do something. Okay. Do it right, and you go on. Wrong, and you die. Great background art. Try it. Okay, I don't think that was a good review.
Try it if you dare. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, the Mario baseball games are actually pretty fun, Josh. Yeah.
We got more.
Ooh, Chuck Rock.
Look at break time. That sounds like a good idea because I'm rapidly out of coffee here. I need to get a coffee. So let's take a 5-minute break, shall we?
Okay.
Let's do that. And we will continue, ladies and gentlemen. We are at through the reviews, about halfway through the reviews. I'm really enjoying the reviews this issue. I wish we could get just like a whole issue of just like reviews. That would be fun because I think it's like by far the funnest.
Anyway, the funnest. The reviews are great.
The funnest stuff. All right, guys, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Grab yourself a coffee, and we'll see you. The first time I played Mega Man, I was in the 7th grade. I remember taking my allowance and getting on my bike and heading down to Byron Video, a local video rental store that was within my 7th grade biking distance and the only place I knew that rented Nintendo games. It's like it was yesterday, standing in front of all those NES games, trying to make a choice based on box art alone right in front of me. There it was, my selection. That beautiful Capcom grid pattern, and a futuristic castle with a figure that looked like he might be from, well, something. Even though the box art itself wasn't the greatest, I chose a game called Mega Man. The game came in the then standard clear NES rental case with photocopied instructions. I couldn't pedal fast enough to get home with my latest adventure. Little did I know that this game would be life-changing. The story of Mega Man 2 begins with the legendary game developer Capcom. Now, in the beginning, the IRM Corporation was founded on May 30th, 1979 by Kenzo Sugimoto. IRM and its subsidiary, Japan Capsule Computers Corporation Limited, were both devoted to the manufacture and distribution of electronic game machines. The two companies had a name change to Sanby Corporation Limited in September of 1981, and on June 11, 1983, Sugimoto established Capcom Corporations Limited. The name Capcom comes from Capsule Computers. Capcom's first venture into the arcades was in 1984 with a top-down shooter named Vulgus. The next arcade game Capcom would release would be a World War II shooter named 1942 that was released in 1984. In 1985, they would follow up with Ghosts and Goblins and Commando, and were making a mark both in the Japanese and American arcade markets. By 1985, it was time they ventured into the ever-growing home console market with a port of their arcade hit 1942 in December of 1985 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Capcom released hit after hit with ports of Commando and Ghosts and Goblins. In 1986, Capcom would release a port of Legendary Wings from the arcade and a sequel to their World War II shooter, 1943, in 1987. They also ventured into Disney territory, taking on Mickey Mouse and Mickey Mousecapade, and an action platformer by Akira Kitamura simply called Mega Man. Capcom wanted a brand new IP designed specifically for the NES, and Akira Kitamura was the perfect fit. Before we start with Mega Man 2, we have to talk about its predecessor and the two creators, Akira Kitamura and Keiji Inafune. Akira Kitamura was an artist at Capcom whose previous work included Section Z as the game designer and the character designer for Legendary Wings. Kitamura created the original static pixel art for Mega Man and is often credited as the father of the character, along with Keiji Inafune, who illustrated and refined the design on paper. Inafune has often said that the creation of the character of Mega Man was like, quote, a reverse character design, where usually the drawing or sketch of the character comes first. Mega Man's creation was the opposite. Kitamura would later go on to be the character designer and planner for Mega Man 2 and game designer for WillyLo on the NES. He would then leave Capcom and help form Takeru, where he would direct a game called Coco Run for the Famicom that was very, very similar to Mega Man. He also assisted in creating a game called Little Samson, which was a game designed by Takeru for publisher Taito in an attempt to battle Mario and Sonic in the great mascot wars of the early 1990s. Keiji Inafune's first game was a one-on-one fighter called Street Fighter, where he was the graphic designer in 1987. He was also the character designer on Mega Man 1 and 2. Inafune would continue being involved with pretty much every Mega Man game out there, producing, being a character designer, and writing. Even though these two legends are highlighted as the stars of Mega Man, Akira Kitamura stated, and I quote, Mega Man was developed in a different, special way. It wasn't made according to one mastermind's whims. It was a melting pot of ideas from different people. I think that also helps explain its appeal. With Mega Man 1, Kitamura set out to create a game that could be cleared in about an hour, and a game that people would want to play over and over again. He created an action platforming game where the player would be able to choose any level they wanted to go to at any time and in any order. The enemies you'd face would be in clusters of the same kind of enemy. They would gradually get more difficult, and at the end of the stage, you'd fight against the level's boss in an arena combat setting. The reward for beating the boss would be the ability to use the Robot Master's power for your very own. An idea that I still think is one of the best in gaming today. The character of Mega Man, or Rockman as he's known in Japan, ended up being very different from the character that we know today, both in name and the way he looks. Before they settled on the name Mega Man, there were a few floating around, such as Mighty Kid, Knuckle Kid, and my personal favorite, Rainbow Battle Kid. Now, Rainbow Battle Kid was based on the fact that Mega Man would actually change colors depending on which Robot Master's weapon was equipped. Thankfully, those were all scrapped, and in Japan, he was known as Rockman. North America, they simplified it. They found Rockman might be a little too confusing and just settled with Mega Man. Another design choice that was changed was originally the hero of the game was going to be Cutman. Katamura imagined Cutman going through the stages, taking down the obstacles and enemies with the scissor located on his head. As cool as Cutman was, ultimately I'm very glad that they went with the little blue bomber. Katamura started imagining more and more Robot Masters and that the hero would absorb the powers of the bosses and be capable of using them against enemies and future bosses. Each boss would be vulnerable to another boss's power, and the player would have to figure out which power to take down each boss character. This method was inspired by the popular game Rock, Paper, Scissors. Blue was the chosen color for our hero for no other reason than the Famicom's color palette had more shades of blue than any other color, and they really wanted the hero character of Mega Man to stand out. He has a very strong resemblance to a 1950s anime character and is very much inspired by Astro Boy. Mega Man was released on December 17, 1987. The game sold fairly well, but was not the hit that Capcom had hoped. One reason the game might have not sold so well in North America, and this is just pure speculation, is based on the box art. This, for the most part, is what sold the game on store shelves. While the Japanese box art was done by Inafune, the North American was changed much like many Japanese games being sold in North America at the time. Because the game was being released in Japan and US at the exact same time, that gave Capcom USA very little time to design the art for the cover. The president of Capcom USA said to his marketing department, "We need a cover done tomorrow." As the legend goes, he got, quote, a friend of his to do it in just 6 hours. Well, the results are infamous, and they speak for themselves. So how do we get to Mega Man 2? With sales of the original Mega Man not great, the only way this sequel was going to get greenlit was that the development team, led by Inafune, had to keep working on other projects which left little time. So KG and the team worked on Mega Man 2 on their own time. Inafune knew if the game could be refined, it would be a hit for Capcom. This would include expanding on the level design, the story, and more dynamic boss encounters. All right, we're back. I hate to cut this off. Mega Man 2 was directed by Akira Kid. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. All right, we're just waiting for Willie to get back. Thanks, guys. Yes, it was a muffin break, 100%. 100%. We were getting, well, I don't know if Will got muffins or not, but I definitely did for sure. Okay. Where are we? EGM. Let's share that again. Did you guys get yourselves more caffeine, I hope? And I hope you have enough caffeine for this weekend. It's going to be busy. If you are a channel member, ladies and gentlemen, wow. You're going to be able to join in on some sweet Fortnite action tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we do have our Star Wars Fortnite extravaganza starting next Friday, which we'll be doing a member-thon for. So if you're our channel member, again, come on by and let's do some Star Wars. Let's celebrate. Captain Shaz, how you doing? You are not too late. We're just on break, my friend. We're just on break. But I do want to show this off real quick before Will gets back. right there. If you guys have not checked out my latest history of, please do so after the stream. The history of Resident Evil for the first PlayStation. Check it out, guys. I would appreciate it. Welcome back, William.
Hello. Sorry, I was cuddling the pups upstairs.
Oh,
it's important business, okay?
Oh, hello. Cheers, Cutthroat. Thank you. Star Wars and Fortnite's going to be great, man. And depending on my shooting schedule with Super Nintendo, if I don't have to shoot, we're going to do it on Saturday too. So it's going to be back-to-back Friday and Saturday. That's mainly why I put it on Friday. It was because I don't know if I'm going to be out of town or not, but it's going to be fun, man. Do you have any Star Wars skins, Will, for Fortnite?
Yeah, I got quite a few, actually, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have Vader. I have the original Mandalorian before he puts on, like, his Beskar armor. Because back, you had to, like, earn the Beskar armor when you played originally. I never got that far into it, though. But I think I have Darth Maul as well.
I think I remember that season. I think. Nerd. I'm going to be using Jedi Luke, so I'm good. I'm all set.
No way. You?
Yeah. Can you believe it? Can you even believe it?
I would never have guessed.
Maybe if we get a little tired, we'll go back down to Farm Boy Luke, but we're going to start off with the cloak. We're going to get uncloaked, and then we're going to get Farm Boyed. Whoa. Okay, where are we? World Sports Competition. Where's the Price is Right fail music?
I don't know. Where's your button?
Name. It's not. Yeah, you can't really hear it. World Sports Competition for the Turbo Duo for the by Turbo Technologies Incorporated. Matt, you shush. This looks like a track and field decathlon kind of thing, Will. 6 from Steve. I can't think of a more boring game than this.
Yeah, like these Olympic games and stuff like that. Mm-mm. Even the Mario ones. You remember when they had Mario and Sonic at the Olympics or whatever?
Yep.
Freaking boring.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The 50-meter dash and like javelin and fencing.
Oh, they're so boring.
No, thank you. Fishing.
There's only one fishing game, and that is Sega Bass Fishing on the Dreamcast.
You can see that on our We Got Games episode, where Willie picks that up, and the rod, and the box. Wild Turkey, good to see you, my friend.
Also, my Dreamcast is broken, so I can't even play it.
Let's get into this hell ride. 6. Turbo Technologies Incorporated takes a stab at track and field games with this entry. No one event in particularly... Wait. Read this with me. No one event in particularly exciting. That's not me, chat. Look at it. That's not me. Not one event in particular is exciting, is what it should say. But the overall game, and especially the head-to-head multiplayer option, are what game me the best impressions.
Get in there. Yep. You can get through this.
This is not me. It's the way it's wrote. The graphics and sounds are adequate, and most of the events boast smooth interaction. Woo-wee.
You got through it. I'm proud of you.
Dude, it wasn't me.
I think that one line was particularly you.
Which one?
No one event is particularly exciting.
No one. Oh, that is real. Okay, forget it. Screw you. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
It's not no one together. It's no one event is particularly exciting. If you'd like a lot of variety in your sports action, then you'll definitely like this cart. 18 events. While none are particularly outstanding, the idea of being the best and holding the record, especially among your friends, is one of the goals in this game. A great game to have at a party when a bunch of friends are over.
Cutthroat wants to know if we like Track and Field by Konami.
No.
Nope.
Boring.
That was one of my first NES games, Cutthroat, actually. It was Track and Field 2 on the NES. I wanted it because the up-close graphics looked really great because the sprites were huge. But at the end of the day, it's still track and field. It's just not my thing. Remember, you had to like hit the buttons really super fast. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no good.
Was that the one you had to do back and forth, or was that the one where you had to do like A and B?
For a Nintendo, it probably would have been A and
A
B.
and B. Yeah, that's all you do. That's what those games are. They're
Like Decathlon on the 2600, you would have had to wiggle the stick.
Mm.
Whoa. What's up, Steve? EGM is absolutely legit, 100%. Best game magazine ever to ever live. That's true.
Track and field is a power pad game, I think, right?
Nope. Stadium events, which became world-class track meet, that uses the power pad, but the Konami ones were all just
They
your
didn't?
controller.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Power pad made that more fun for kids.
Oh, for sure. Captain Chaz says, friend of mine owned a PS1 World's Sports Competition. It was fun, but the controls response time was garbage. I believe EGM gave it the same exact review. Yeah, probably. Okay, so you want to talk about like Snooze Fest? I would rather play track and field than this.
Stealth Fighter?
11-7A Stealth Fighter, again by Micro Pros, and they're boring ass first person. Sorry.
Is it F117A a type of fighter jet, I guess?
Who knows? Joe Heads he is a real stealth fighter. It gets a 4. This game just doesn't have enough punch. The emphasis on flight simulation is restrained by the limits of the Nintendo Entertainment System to reproduce such effects. And the targeting battle sequences aren't able to muster up the necessary excitement. Overall, the game attempts too much and ends up delivering little. No, it's not real. It's fake. There you go. It's not a real plane.
As a flying game, this card is quite good. The missions are simple. The missions are similar to real life, and the action is okay.
Okay.
Okay. This by no means is a flight simulator, though. There is just no excitement in flying the plane. Ugh. The attack sequences left me flat, probably due to the lack of background graphic detail. A good game to try, but leave the helmet behind. What?
That's a movie I saw once, but that's for another day.
Leave the helmet behind.
Break Time by FCI. Oh, this is a pinball game. Oh, I didn't even see the F1178 was NES. Okay, this one is also for NES. We're still getting NES games in 93s. Let's go, NES. Let's go.
You say this is a pinball game?
Oh, I meant pool. Sorry. Pool. God, I need more coffee. FCI has taken earlier pool titles and spruced up the graphics and play realism to a level that is truly enjoyable. This game won't appeal to everyone, but the options and execution are really appealing. Whether you like the game or not, Pool Tour makes for a relaxing way to wind off some time. I liked it.
I like the many different ways you had in playing this game, like the cue and the ball. What? But pool is pool. Yeah, exactly. What? And not everybody is going to like this type of game. FCI approached this sport the right way by offering variety. The trick shots are great to pass the time, and playing pros is a real challenge. I think they cheat, though. Where? No
the best
way.
Pool game is in San Andreas, man. Taking CJ to the pool hall. It was so fun. So fun.
I'm trying to remember now.
It's right like by CJ's house. It's like a block on the right.
And
what's
maybe I never did that.
In Grand Theft Auto 5, when you go there, that bar is no longer there, which is crazy.
That's kind of cool.
JT says, I used to pee in the pool. Used to. Yeah, right, bud.
Probably still does.
Cutthroat. Oh, you want Top Gun? Yeah, Top Gun for Game Boy. Oh, no. Guts and glory. Look at that.
You thought the NES version was bad?
Oof.
Get ready for the Game Boy version. Can't even see if you're landing.
Oof. We're still going with these reviews. Flintstones by the mighty Taito for the Game Boy. Got a 7. Like other action titles reviewed on these pages, Flintstones is a Stone Age hit that combines a solid scrolling play mechanic and spices it up with familiar characters and solid challenges. When the game moves along at a slower pace, it's more enjoyable. It's also more rewarding. A very good addition to the Game Boy library. 7.
Good old Taito. Always reliable Taito.
Yep.
Taito did a good job in bringing the Flintstones from TV to the video game systems. The Game Boy version is especially well done, as the graphics are very good, and the game is one of the best playing carts this side of Mario 2. That's pretty high praise. There is plenty of things to find and lots of enemies to get in your way.
Cutthroat says Arch Rivals was a very boring game, Will and Jay. Yeah, it's kind of like NBA Jam came out later and it was just way better.
Another basketball game? No way.
But Arch Rivals was, this is on the Game Gear too. But Arch Rivals, one of the members of Arch Rivals was on the Power Team cartoon on Video Power. Yikes. Whoa. This is by Flying Edge for the Game Gear. The Game Gear version of Arch Rivals was designed with good looks in mind, and that emphasis is apparent when you start to play. The most notable deletion from the action is the absence of the punching and fighting that were the trademark quality of the original arcade. So, like, the whole point of the game, it was fighting basketball, and they took out the fighting. Anyway, the interaction is good, but this is not Arch Rivals. 6. What's up, Keaton? How you doing?
Yeah, so what's the whole point of it then?
All right, let's see, Keaton. What does Will say here? See how Will pronounces it.
What?
On the screen. How do you say this character's name?
I always say Mario.
I say Mario as well. There you go.
Mario?
No. I don't say Mario. Mario, not Mario.
Yeah, no, I'm just reading out what they said. Mario. I always say Mario. Have I been saying it wrong this whole time?
Well, it's like ketchup. I think you could just say it how you want. I don't know anyone who says Mario. It just sounds like Mario. Yeah, there you go, Chaz. Yeah, Mario. For sure.
How do you say ketchup? Is there a different way to say ketchup?
Well, some people say catsup.
No, but catsup's a separate thing, isn't it?
I thought it was a different way to pronounce ketchup.
No. I don't think.
Is catsup a separate thing? What are we talking about? Who gives a lips? Does anyone give a lips?
Okay. Catsup is an alternative spelling for ketchup.
Oh. Okay. Heinz is a company, though. Heinz is not. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't say pass me the Heinz because there's also Heinz 57. God, Cutthroat. Jesus. This is why you're still in the reviews.
We're going off on tangents, okay? You guys come for the commentary. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. What Will said, you big meanies in the chat. All right, what are we on? Dino Olympics? Or did you go Arch Rivals? You got to go.
Oh, do I have to?
Please.
There hasn't been a good basketball game for the Game Gear, and this version fills that niche very nicely. While the action isn't as rough and tough as the NES version, the game is solid and offers plenty of enjoyment. The ball is somewhat hard to see on the small screen, but you get used to it. That's like
that's what you should tell your wife.
Yeah. That's like going into a pickup line and be like, the ball's somewhat hard to see, but you get used to it.
And she's like, no, I won't. See ya. No, I'm good, bud. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No. I would
But
say
it's like
no.
it's meat and stuff between like a bun patty, right?
I saw a bottle of catsup in Cuba a while back. Oh my god. Is ketchup a sauce or a condiment? Geez, all these questions. Oh god, I'm not qualified. I don't know.
Is that what we're doing? Is it we're going into the ketchup or catsup cast?
Meat stuffed in a bun, Matt says. Okay, we're moving on to Dino Olympics. Buy Atari for the Atari Lynx. Another 6. This is all Steve is capable of this issue. 6s and 7s.
I told you, he's an angry guy.
He's angry today. He's mid. He's mid.
Not getting enough meat stuffed in buns.
He'll get used to it, though. Is an open face sandwich. I'm not reading chat anymore. You guys are all banned. All right. Dino Olympics is a nice game that won't turn any heads, but the action does offer some humorous overtones. The execution is flawed by the lack of consistent interaction, but the colorful pictures, that the game draws takes your mind off that fact. It sounds awful. The events that you compete in are fun for the most part, but not overwhelming. Dino Olympics. I would rather play track and field. No, I'd rather play that F-11 stealth bomber game than Dino Olympics on the Lynx. Oh.
What about the Olympics? You remember that? The Caveman Olympics?
Yeah, I'd rather play that.
You know what? I gotta bring it up because chat's doing it. So JP asked if an open face sandwich is still a sandwich. But then Wild Turkey said that like it's just a lazy pizza. So is an open face sandwich then a pizza?
Lazy sandwich. Okay, well, is a sandwich defined by the 2 pieces of bread? Doesn't matter what's in the middle. You got a piece on the top and a piece on the bottom. That's a sandwich, right? And a hot dog cradles the meat.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's the Mythical Cruise one, right, Rusty?
My favorite podcast, Rusty says, is called "Is a Hot Dog a Sandwich?" Oh, this isn't your favorite podcast, Rusty? Oh my God! Come on!
This is not a podcast.
Whatever this is, what is this? Whatever this is, I don't know what this is.
I don't know. We're just two dummies who went on the internet and said, "Let's read AGM magazines." People like it. Here we are.
I'm hoping you got to keep me straight. Here you go. Oh, welcome to Food for Thought with Jay and Will's new segment. Oh, well, it's getting lunchtime.
Okay. Look, I got to read my part here. Hold on.
Oh, okay, go.
Who says that a game can't be both cute looking and fun to play? This game does both. The puzzles are not too difficult, and this makes the game enjoyable for players of all ages. With very good graphics and excellent control, Dino Olympics is a game that everybody will want to have. Very addicting gameplay.
Okay. Will, do we have another one?
Who the hell is this guy?
Do not. Okay. I just wanted to put a poll up real quick. I want to know who had an Atari Lynx. Now or back in the day?
Nobody?
Me or not me? Me or not me? That real simple. There you go. Okay. So what is this? Games that are coming out? Very confusing. Oh, look, it's Bob. Will?
Yeah, Josh got me that. I have a copy of Bob.
There you go. Go get it. Go get him. So what month is this? We're in March 1993. Got some bangers here, like Kid Clown. Will.
Yeah, I got a copy of Bob right there. Bob.
There you go. What's Bob gonna do now that he can't drink? Jay said cradles the meat. Oh my God. I'm calling the police. The police are on the way. I did not. You can't prove nothing. Oh, we are on page, whatever page we're on. We're on page 40. And look at that chat in the bottom right. Babbage's America's Software Headquarters. Oh my God. How I Miss Thee. We got top 10s. This is new, I think, is it not?
Maybe. We didn't get fully through the last magazine, so I'm not sure if we even got this far last time.
Sure. So we got top 10. We'll do 1, 2, and 3. Tecmo NBA basketball on Nintendo. Tecmo Super Bowl on Nintendo. And Super Mario Brothers 3, wow, is still in the top 10. Well, you can do Super Nintendo. We'll just do the top 3.
Top three. Number 1 for the last 6 months. We got Street Fighter 2 coming from Capcom. In the number 2 position, coming on up for 2 months there, we got Bulls versus Blazers.
Yes.
And rounding off the top 3, we've got EA again taking that title with John Madden Football 1993.
Look at, like, a lot of these top 3s are sports games. So were people just renting sports games and not buying them as much? It seems to look that way. Oh, this is Babbage's. Never mind. I thought it was Blockbuster for a second. I just farted in my mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, they only sold stuff at Babbage's, right?
Rusty says, why is it not clicking? It's not highlighting. Is cereal a soup? No.
But then is borscht not a soup?
Is what?
Isn't that like the tomato cold soup? Like it's like
that's I don't know. The Simpsons talked about that in one of the early episodes. I feel like we're way out of our pay grade here, man. Like I'm getting all sweaty and worried.
We're already out of our pay grade with video games.
Uh-oh. I got an error message on YouTube.
It seems to be still functioning.
Are we still live? There we go. Are we live, chat? I just had my my YouTube went black for a second. Are we still live? Chris, what's going on? Anyone, give me a yes or a no. We're good?
I still see you moving on there. You seem to be good.
We're good. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, we're good. Japan's top 10s. We have best games at the CES. Yeah, this is all kind of new. Slipheed for the Genesis, Star Fox for Super Nintendo, Cool Spot for Genesis, Batman Returns, Mortal Kombat with the C, wrong. Final Fight 2, Rocket Knight, Tiny Toons, and another one I can't see. That is Zelda on the Game Boy. Interesting.
Why did they make it with a C? Because Mortal Kombat was out already, and they knew it was with a K. Just a typo, I guess.
It was with a K. Come on.
Yeah.
Now.
No, I'm just saying, like it was out in arcade, right, for a little bit now. So I'm just saying, why would they have it as a C? So it's just maybe an honest typo.
92. Yeah. Here you go, guys, on page 43. I'll just shout that out, Will, so you know what page we're on.
Yeah, I'm following.
You can vote here. Everyone, if you want to pick up your smartphones right now, call. You can vote for whatever you want. You ever play Fire and Ice by Tecmo?
Actually, no, I've never even heard of this. I don't think I've ever seen this in our travels yet either.
It's rare because it's a 93. But yeah, this it's actually on the Switch. If you're subscribed to the Switch Online, it's one of the games on the NES. It's like a puzzle game. I think we played it on one of our Switch variety streams. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. I do like puzzle games.
Oh,
Capcom needs to bring back Puzzle Fighter. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you love that game, I remember.
I freaking love Puzzle Fighter.
Page 46. It's our favorite segment-ish. It is Quarterman with Gaming Gossip. Now, if we thought that reading the reviews was tough, come on. This is like on another level. So much so that we're going to get Willie to start. Because I feel like I need to step back and have some coffee here for a second. Lisa's here. Whoa, buddy.
Hi, Lisa.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm hyping up. Okay. Yo ho ho gamoids. Are those things that were in Tremors? No, those are graboids.
I think they're just called worms, Will. I coughed in the mic, sorry. Whoa, buddies.
Tis the guru of gossip, Quarterman, back once again with a special CES edition of the GG that has none of the embarrassing garlic odor found in other gaming mags. Las Vegas was in particularly festive mood this year, even though yours truly had to actually pay for dinner a couple of nights because the game the game co's, there we go, were apparently feeling strapped for the green stuff. If only I had brought that 30 millionth cartridge, maybe Nintendo would have busted for the party favors. Regardless, there were plenty of things to do and see in the South Hall, and just so credit is given where credit is due, both Acclaim and Namco sprung a few tamales to keep Andy, Ed, and the rest of the press hounds at bay. Straight from the uncle's mouth, don't look for the Genesis 2 or Sega CD2 to appear in the US. The head honchos at Video Gamedom's Big Blue concede that the Q-Man was right about the sequels, but only Japan will be graced with the game systems. Oh, that's so hard to read because he's so all over the place.
Yeah, so I see 3DO in the next one, so I'll try and take on the next paragraph. While we're talking hardware, this dog of war heard from not one, not two, but three, count them, three program heads who all insist that Atari's new Jaguar can outshoot the new 3DO. I cannot wait till we get here. We're so close. I cannot wait. Anyway, more technical ability can be found, according to those in the know, in the Flare-inspired shell that is now going through final prep in Texas than any other machine in existence. What's the catch? As previously reported by the Q, the knuckleheads at Atari decided to leave the RAM out of the console to save some pennies, and in the process left the hulky hardware singing high soprano. Dude, whoa. Bet you only use one ply. Oh. Bet you only use one ply, don't you, Sam? What is happening? If this is a consular ship, where's the ambassador? Oh, he quoted Star Wars.
You did the thing.
Pioneer's new Mikey Life system was a real surprise. The Laserdisc games were wicked awesome, and the Super Turbo Compatibility Plus, some nice kick, some price. I can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. Like, I almost choked there.
Still pricey, but quite cool.
I almost choked. I had to pull out.
He gets
out. No, go ahead. I had to pull out there. Oh, I get it. You're making it funny.
I'm not the one who said it.
I couldn't finish. I had to pull out. Whoa! Stop it. Stop it, everybody. Come on, guys. Can we just have a little maturity, please?
Is this where the show's gone?
An adult show. Talking about the past. It's the most important show ever.
Okay. What do you get when you invest millions of dollars into multimedia studios to produce CD games, but the Sega name put the Sega name on the door and then wait almost a year? Nothing. On the flip side, for Sega, their new virtual reality glasses, which make you look like a lawnmower man, are rumored to have a special 3D version of virtual racing in the works. I'll have to see it to believe it. The character generator that Acclaim showed during their wingding looked cool. Their wingding?
You're on the third one, right?
Yep.
Oh boy.
It's a program that traces the movements of human characters who are wearing a special outfit covered with sensors that fills in the rest of the picture over time with computer muscle.
Mocap, baby.
Yeah, that's like this. Is this like the earliest version of mocap?
Yeah, so cool.
As much as the As much as the technology wowed the Cuminator, I laid eyes on a similar system later in the show that rendered the graphic pics instantly. Okay. Venom still looked awesome. Speaking of comics, Malibu will be unveiled with the SF2 comic book later this summer, and Williams has just produced their own for Mortal Kombat. Are those also comics? I'm guessing we're still in the comics.
Malibu is unveiling their Street Fighter 2 comic book later this summer, and Williams just produced their own Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Look for them in the comic shop near you. Also, while you're in the comic book store, watch for the new mag that destined to dethrone the magician. Not only does Hero have some awesome edit in the latest comic book info, it has the Q-Man covering video.
Did everyone get that? Did everyone write anything down? Holy crap.
That was a Q-Man covering video.
As you'll read in this issue, the Super Nintendo CD-ROM is far from vaporware. The ultimate peripheral of 1993 is well into the final stages of design, and according to the ultra-secret paperwork smuggled out by some hardworking rebels, you too can feast your eyes on the latest marvel of Nintendo. A former developers conference will gather soon, and the Q-Man will be there. SNK's CD add-on is rumored to be looking iffy. Q Sound, the incredible new stereo sound generator, is rumored to be finally making its way into game carts. Watch for Street Fighter 2 characters to start appearing on just about anything man-made. From an upcoming pinball machine to Fruit of the Loom underwears to the World Warriors are coming. Oh, sorry. The World Warriors are coming on the underwear? Whoa. What? Wait, what? Hey, Capcom.
I'm lost. My brain's like shut off now at this point.
Mine just broke there. Hey, Capcom, send these guys to the WWF. You'll make a fortune hawking Blanca brand deodorant.
Uh-huh.
I need another pot of coffee just from this article.
All right, the last paragraph. Here we go. We're finishing it up. Finally, the Q-Meister pulls his picks from the CES. No big winners, but Flashback was good, and Mortal Kombat will zap some big ones this summer in all formats. A Game Boy version? Why? Sega, where were the Menacer and CD games? You missed an op to make Star Fox out of a turkey. What? You missed an op to make Star Fox out to be a turkey with your Slipheed game. Sylpheed? I don't know what's going on. Sylpheed. Oh, that's like one of those shooter games.
Yeah,
like
so
R-Type?
Sega had a really crappy turnout, and this was their chance to take the wind out of Star Fox, but they didn't. They blew it.
The CD polygons blow the SFX away. Jurassic Park will likely dethrone Prince of Persia as the most ported title. The early Super NES mazes from Ocean looked cool. And Empire from Lucas JVC will definitely be the hottest game not shown at CDS. But where's Return of the Jedi? I want to kill Ewoks. Wow. Jeez.
Quarterman.
One final memo from the show. Sega has a US team hard at work on Sonic 3 for later this year. Until next time, remember, you ain't never had a friend like me.
Dude, that's so true. I want to know where Quarterman is now. He's got to be still active somewhere.
Does he?
I don't know. He's got.
I feel like Quarterman at this point is probably one of those dudes out in a forest in a trailer, on a ham radio, sending out crazy video game hints and tips.
No. What about a Pioneer debuts new CD game system? What is this thing? Pioneer's new laser active system takes plug-in modules which will play Sega or Turbo Technologies Incorporated cards and CDs. Oh yeah, that sounds like it's going to be legit. A system that can play like both competitors. Yeah. I don't think this thing ever came out. Yeah, killing Ewoks is a red flag for sure. Production of the Super NES CD-ROM specs revealed. There you go. We
Fancy.
can all see what became of that in a couple of years' time when we see the Philips CDI. Ha! What a glorious time that will be.
Yes.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a time.
It's gonna be a time for sure. All those weird CD systems come in. We're on 56.
Yep.
We got Mystic Warriors, some arcade action here. This looks cool, man. Man, I love arcade games. They're so good.
Modern arcades don't hit the same as the old ones. You go to like modern arcades and like it's all the newer stuff, and it's like it's not the same. It's like all mobile games and stuff now.
It's mobile games, yeah. Except for, well, I was just gonna say Mario Kart, but Mario Kart's not even new. Like that game's really old now. But out of modern arcade games, that's the only one I really like. And by the way, Nintendo has never released that game outside of the arcades.
Yep, that's true.
Which, I mean, I know Namco had a big part in creating the arcade version, but come on, let's get Pac-Man in the actual Mario Karts. Come on.
It would be cool with like Mario Kart World coming out if they had that stuff as like DLC characters. You can add in like Pac-Man and stuff. Like you're going around the world. Want to open up like different things for that? Give me a Sonic World.
Yeah. Do you remember? I can't remember the full title. I think it's Sonic Adventure Racing on 360.
Yep. Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing or something like that.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
Oh, that game's great. It was
fantastic, man. Good morning, James. Happy Friday, duder.
Hey, James.
Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. JT, the Bishu Angler.
It looks so bad. I want it.
We got something else to look for now. The Angler. Oh, you know what? Have we seen this?
No.
What a piece of junk. There we go. Bishu's back, baby.
We haven't seen it in person, obviously. I feel like if we did, we would have bought it.
The Angler?
Yeah.
What are these buds? What is this? These two white buds right here.
I think they're fishing bobbers.
What are you talking about? Oh, it's a stick. It goes in the D-pad.
Oh, is that what that is?
Fishing.
I thought it was because it's called the Angler. As in like a fishing angler. You know? I just thought they were trying to be like some artistic thing down there. I was like, I don't know what those are.
The Angler. Look at this thing. How can it be worse than the original Bishus? But it is. It is. Look at it. It is. Ladies and gentlemen, for your free catalog of Bishu products for Super NES, NES, Game Boy, Sega Genesis, and Game Gear, just write Bishu. Where are they located? Winter Garden, Florida. There you go. Right in today. The Angler.
One day we're going to find a Bishu controller and we're going to frame it.
The Golden Bishu. Yep. International Outlook. Just going to skip through some of these unless we find something of absolute incredible interest. So call it out, Will, if you see anything. Kick some balls. Whoa. Whoa.
Ooh, fancy.
Whoa. Take my money.
Snow Bros. Snow Bros was pretty good.
Snow Bros was great. Absolutely.
Super Chinese World? What is that name?
Black Hole Assault? Yeah. Superhero Sweepstakes. Is that Sunsoft? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh, my God, Cutthroat. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to look at the screen at this very moment, and you will see, without a doubt, the greatest James Bond that ever lived, Mr. Timothy Dalton.
That doesn't look like Daniel Craig.
Oh, Rambo? No one likes him. Timothy Dalton was slick. He had the roughness of Craig, but the suaveness of Roger Moore. And thankfully, none of the Sean Connery. That's just a trolling comment to get everyone riled up. All right, we're skipping Tricks of the Trade.
Ultimate Fighter. Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
You guys will have to go check out retromags.com if you want the tricks of the trade. All right, here we are at page 90. Mortal Kombat comes home. Ladies and gentlemen, who remembers Mortal Monday? If you're as old as I am, you will. It was quite the event. There was very heavy commercials going in circulation on TV. Gaming publications like this had it all over. It was even on the news, man.
I don't remember Mortal Monday.
Whoa, buddy. Finish it. The no blood version on Super. Yeah, they dripped, what was it, sweat, I guess, was what it was supposed to be. And the fatalities were neutered as well. They were. I don't know, Will. If you had to pick now between the Super Nintendo or the Genesis one, I guess you never played the Genesis, did you?
No, I only ever played the Super Nintendo version.
So it's basically better graphics versus the blood.
Yeah.
Do you want the blood in the original fatalities, or do you want better, bigger sprites, actually?
I think I'd go for the better sprites. I don't know.
I would too. I bought the Super Nintendo one. I rented the Genesis one. Josh says Mortal Kombat is always best on the Sega. Yeah, my buddy and I went to Jumbo Video on Mortal Monday. I've told this story before, but he rented the Genesis one and I rented the Super Nintendo one, so we could compare. It was awesome, man. Yeah, so here's Genesis and then here's Super. Cool.
Nintendo.
That'll be coming soon. Mortal Monday, baby.
Genesis. Nintendo. Genesis.
Tender tapes.
Mech Warrior. That's where I'm getting at. Yeah, look at that. Now we're talking.
Those stills don't look that great. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, it's like 1990 nothings.
Tiny nothings. You guys want to see Mech Warrior? Okay. Here you go, Mech Warrior. Well, you can start us off on welcome to Mech Warrior.
Under the orders of Prince Hans, Davian, a mercenary force known as the Darkwing Lance, must be destroyed. They have killed many innocent people, including your own family. It's up to you to take vengeance on these criminals. It won't be easy, for they have powerful mech units. After 10 years of saving up money, you finally have enough to buy a mech and weapons. Fight in ferocious battles to the death and a unique first-person perspective.
Yeah, so you're saving up money to buy a mech just to fight to the death?
Yeah, to avenge your family.
Amazing. There's a lot of Mech Warrior fans in the chat, it looks like. I've never played one. I don't think I've ever played one. I certainly get it, for sure.
It's giant robots shooting stuff.
Yeah, the closest I came to, dude, was, you remember Steel Battalion for Xbox?
Yeah.
I played that, which I know is not an official, like, Mech Warrior game, but...
Yeah, you could argue, like, Titanfall is kind of the same thing, too. You get
okay. Yeah, we play the death out of that.
Titanfall's fantastic.
First game was so good. It was so good. Mech Assault on PS1. Nope, never played it.
It was a mech game also. Was it called Mech Assault on Xbox? The original Xbox? Remember that one?
I do remember a ton of Mech Assault games being on PC for sure. Like a ton.
Yeah, there was a game called Mech Assault on Xbox. I remember playing that one. That was okay.
Average Gamer got his copy of Mortal Kombat on Mortal Monday at Consumers Distributing. If you know, you know. Consumers was a place of broken hearts, but it was nonetheless awesome. It was like Amazon, except you're there. It's a wild scene, dude. Anyway.
See you, wild turkey.
See you, dude. Have a good weekend. Yeah, Titanfall was good. And then they added the story in the second one, and I remember just being like completely uninterested.
Second one's great though. I would
Was
recommend
it?
going back and playing it. The second one's really good.
Is this good Super Slapshot? Probably not.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing compares to Super Slapshot.
Ooh. Whew.
Nobody cares. It's glossy. Nobody cares about Fatal Fury.
Easy. So we don't have Cody or Guy. Now we have Makai and Carlos. But I will say this game is really good. And so is the third one. And so is Mighty Final Fight.
Old Mayor Hager. Oh, no, he's not a mayor in this one yet.
Mayor Nothings. All right, we're finally at the cover story.
Star Fox, we made
it! Who played Star Fox? I just want to get to the poll where 89% of people did not have an Atari Lynx.
Are you surprised?
I guess not. This game was revolutionary. It blew me away. I think Star Fox was so awesome. This was like early 3D polygon stuff. And the fact that Nintendo could get this to run with their Super FX chip on the Super Nintendo was a huge achievement. Sega's spinning CDs. Other companies are getting ready for big CD-ROM systems. And Nintendo's saying, hell no, we're going to do this on cartridge. And like a game that came out a year later called Donkey Kong Country was almost far better than most of those CD-ROM games, in my opinion.
I never played a lot of those CD-ROM games, so I just have to agree.
They had flashy graphics here and there with full motion video, but Donkey Kong Country, man, was... I mean, it looked like claymation. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country is fantastic. Probably one of the best games on the Super Nintendo.
Patrick, good afternoon. What's up, my dude? Jeff says, my grandparents got me a Lynx and a bunch of games. 8 batteries like a big guy, and an all-you-could-eat rib night. It did. And I can't remember if it took C or D's. Probably C's.
It's like the Game Gear. Game Gear went through batteries like freaking nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So Star Fox... no, that's it.
We only get one page. The whole cover story's on one page?
That's strange. Oh, here you
go. Then we go to Dragon's Lair.
I will say Star Fox 64 is just as good. And then who remembers a game called Dinosaur Planet that was created by Rare? That Nintendo took the IP and just threw the Star Fox paint on. Do you guys remember Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube?
I remember that one. I actually like that game.
Very good game. And then I think there was another Star Fox on GameCube where you could get out of the plane, I think. Get out of the fighter. Pretty sure.
Where's Star Fox now?
That's what I said in the poll. Like, should Nintendo bring back Star Fox? It was almost unanimous. 100% said yes. So I feel like a lot of those characters just kind of are tucked away in Smash Brothers as like legacy, and they're just kind of... Remember Star Fox? Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah, Star Fox 2, previously unreleased. And I forget, Jeff, what they released that for. It might have been for the Switch Online. But yeah, they had the completed Star Fox 2 for Super Nintendo, and it never got released. And if you play it, you kind of understand why. Like, it's cool to play through it, but it's not great. It's pretty not great.
Oh, that is right. It is on this Super Nintendo Mini. I forgot about that.
That's where it debuted. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Bring back Star Fox. Chris, let's start a petition. Let's get her going.
How is... I just want to... We got this whole one-page write-up for Star Fox, and it's the equivalent of Super NBA basketball on the next one. That seems like awful.
For a cover story, yeah, it's pretty weak. That's all right. We're moving on. Batman Returns for Super Nintendo.
All right.
Batman Returns. This is made by Konami.
I do remember playing this one. I like this game. It's just a beat 'em up. But...
I don't think I played this one. Interesting. The Tim Burton, right? Yeah, the Tim Burton Batman. I know it has the majority of people like it, but there's still a few people that don't like just what they did with like Penguin and Catwoman. I don't know. I'm fine with it. You like it?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I don't know. They were creepy as heck. For me as a kid growing up, I was like, this is a scary Batman.
Yeah,
And,
like what they do with
Danny
Penguin.
DeVito as Penguin with like that stuff always coming out of his face.
Yeah, the black ooze like dripping out of his mouth and his teeth stained black. Like, I understand if you're like an old DC guy, that's not what Penguin looks like. So I get it. But I thought his take on it was pretty cool. I like what he did with Joker. Not as much back then, but I've come to appreciate the Nicholson Joker much more now.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think we found Cutthroat on the next page.
Johnny Turbo.
There's Cutthroat trying to hold up the turbo. Everybody buy it.
William Law, the gaming comedian, ladies and gentlemen.
Cutthroat, hold up that turbo. Help them live.
Johnny Turbo, episode 40. Oh my God, it is a Turbo Graphics.
I know it is.
I thought you were just being funny. All right, I take it back. You know, that's smart. That was cool, though. TTI. This is, oh my God, this is embarrassing. Is there, oh, it's an actual comic. This is it. This is the official TurboGrafx Last Stand.
They had to make a comic.
Like their guy's called Johnny Turbo. God. Oh, here we go. Okay, I smell a poll. Whoa. I think we should put a poll in the chat. Whoa. Just kidding. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm going to get you to put in the 4 Jokers here. Who is the best Joker? You can choose, Will. There have been many actors, both in animation and live action, who played the Joker. I will get you to put the 4 that you think are the best. We'll put that up for the chat.
You want me to write them in the chat?
No, just tell me right now who you want me to put in the poll.
Well, Ledger has to be in there, right?
Yes.
Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Okay, Heath Ledger.
Now, are we just talking about like live action? Because like, if we're going with animated as well too, like Hamill has to be in there.
Yep. Well, it's up to you. It's your 4. So we have Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill. 2 more.
Okay. I just want to put Caesar in there.
How do you spell it? Ceaser Romero. I probably spelled it wrong, guys. My apologies.
Probably is close enough.
Caesar Romero.
And then since we were talking about Jack, we'll throw in Jack.
Jack. Spelled Nicholson. CH. I probably spelled it wrong too. I'm the worst at spelling. There you go.
But like,
there you go. Sound it out. You got it. Sound it out.
Yeah.
These are Will's 4, so you guys pick.
This poll's not going as I thought it would. I thought Ledger would be getting more votes than that. My vote goes to Hamill. Hamill's like, Hamill's voice as the Joker is iconic.
That's tough. So my love for Mark Hamill is why I need to pull out of that. I can't do it. I would say Heath Ledger all the way. He's like crazy, and rather that's like traditional Joker. Now I feel like Mark Hamill is like traditional Joker. Heath Ledger just made that character his own, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a completely new character. Like he's dirty and disgusting, but clean at the same time. It's like really weird. And just the
poll, though, Ledger is at the bottom. Oh, we're getting a little switch here.
Yeah, this is a fight. Heath Ledger versus Mark Hamill versus Caesar Romero versus Jack Nicholson, all spelt incorrectly by Bartlett.
I feel like
11. We got Splatterhouse 3. Let's go.
You spelled Mark Hamill right. I think you spelled Heath Ledger right. I don't know.
Nicholson's wrong, probably. Nick Olson, whatever. Rusty says Heath Cutthroat says Jack is the best Joker. Come on.
Jack Nicholson's Joker is the most entertaining. I just think he's just like so over the top and crazy.
The problem with Nicholson's Joker is not really a problem at all, but it's a problem. Allow me to elaborate. Because when you see Jack Nicholson's Joker and when you hear him speak, you're getting Jack Nicholson.
That's true.
He's not really acting like anyone other than Jack Nicholson. Do you know what I mean? Where Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, Cesar Romero completely are acting like a character. Jack Nicholson is just basically being Jack Nicholson. It's a problem, but not a problem. Make sense?
Kinda. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, when you hear him talk, you're just like, yeah, that's Jack Nicholson. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, Splatterhouse 3. Let's go. Go back to the mansion for a third time. Why not? Girlfriend's still missing. Go get her. Put on the hockey mask. Do your thing. Okay, sorry. Moving on here. Rocket Night Adventures. I think that's a Konami one. Yep. Oh, Hardball 3, Will. I know you want to talk about Hardballs 3. A whole different type of game there. Just saying.
Oh, we got George Foreman. We get a little shout out. Rest in peace, Mr. Foreman.
Yeah, crazy, right? Here's X-Men. JP, is this your X-Men? Not the one you played yesterday, but have you played this one? This is the Genesis one, I think. Yeah, this is Sega. Makes this one. Cool. You can be Nightcrawler, Gambit, Wolverine, and Cyclops. I would have picked the same four. Actually, I would have taken out whiny Scott Summers and put in Storm, but that's me.
Yeah, I would put Storm in for Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Cutthroat, I have not played Splatterhouse 3 on stream. I've only ever played just the first one for Turbo. Oh, this is because this is actually Sega made this one, so it's like super good. HEC, what's up? Happy Friday, buddy.
Hey, HEC.
Mutant League football. I know Matt loves Mutant League hockey. I don't know if you're into this one as well, but this is cool. I
think you and Darren introduced me to like Mutant League football.
Yeah, because it's just
like the tabletop thing, not like the actual.
Oh, that's Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl, that's it. Sorry, that's
Bowl.
What I was thinking.
Yeah, that was Games Workshop. This is like the Madden engine, and then they put like Barbarians and Knights or whatever it is, right? Same with Mutant League Hockey. It's the NHL engine, and then they just put in these creatures and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. We're going a bit longer, Jeff, since Will's not streaming. We're going to go as long as it takes. Yeah, for sure. I try and do like 4-hour minimum. So we're gonna try. But I really like how we get into these conversations and they kind of just go off, you know.
Little tangents.
Yeah. Oh, look at this Joker fight. JP says, how is Heath winning? Them Nolan films were the worst.
But they're like the highest and most well-received of the Batman movies.
Chat, get him! Attack that man! Oh, Jeff, what you got to do, buddy? It's all good, brother. All good. Rolling Thunder 3, the Vengeance. Mm-hmm. I feel like I gotta everyone's attacking the Nolan movies here. What is happening? Are you guys okay?
I didn't realize there was that much hate for those movies. I always thought everybody critically acclaimed Batman movies.
Cutthroat says Jack is tied with Hamill. Well, Heath Ledger's winning everything. Huh. See, if we've done a Batman poll before, if I put that up, actually, I don't know who would win. Probably Keaton would probably win that one. I don't know. Okay. Final Fight CD on page 124. We did get a pretty decent port on the Super Nintendo, but it was missing one key feature. Guy. He was completely missing. Then we got Final Fight Guy, where they put in Guy, but they took out Cody. So now I remember when this game came out on the Sega CD, and my buddy Sky had this. We finally got all 3 of the characters from the original game, and it was 2-player, which was awesome.
There we go.
Very cool.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think I've only played the first Final Fight.
2 and 3 are not talked about a lot, but they're solid. Like, they're not as good as this first one, but they have that Capcom feel, which is what matters.
Yeah.
That feel to it. You were saying, right, when we were talking about this versus Streets of Rage, that you liked.
I played more of Streets of Rage, especially like with the newer ones, right?
Right.
It's weird. Do you think that Capcom would bring back the Final Fight games, especially with the success of the newer Streets of Rage games? How well they were received.
Yeah, we got what was the last Final Fight streetwise on PS2, I think. Was it better than the SNES version? Yes. Chris, this was almost a pixel perfect arcade port. Plus you had 2 players, which the Super didn't, and you had all 3 characters. And all 3 characters play completely. It's a completely different experience when you use the 3 different guys. It's one reason I love Final Fight so much. But Will, if you have never played Batman Returns on the Sega CD, someday we got to do that. I'll get you over here for like a Monday Hell Ride, and we'll play Batman Returns. It's so bad. Oh my god. It's so bad. It's like these awful driving sequences.
Yeah, like the Sega CD, I totally missed out on when we were there. Same with like the Saturn and stuff. Like I went like N64, so Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, and then I went PlayStation 1.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Sega CD was a pretty hard sell. Only because, like, if you were, I know you're a bit younger than me, but like around our age then, I was just starting to work. So most people I knew were just starting to work, or, younger kids. Like, you're trying to convince your parents to get you a CD add-on. CDs in general, just a CD itself, was pretty new technology. So I remember even trying to convince my parents, you don't buy audio tapes anymore, buy CDs. This is why. It sounds like you're in the studio with Led Zeppelin or whatever. And of course, you couldn't convince them of that, right? They didn't care. It's like, well, the tape is cheaper. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't sound as good. I don't know.
Doesn't look as good, Ma. Like Road Avenger.
Oh. Available now. Get your Road Avenger. Go for it. I dare you. I dare thee.
Don't do it. Actually, do it.
Hut Hike.
Joe Montana's.
For the old Sega CD Sweet Ride. There you go. JP, did you get it to work? Your 32X? That's a hell of a hookup, especially if you have an old Genesis. It's like a science project to get that thing to work.
Yeah, I think I slapped that together one day. I have the Sega CD attachment, the first generation Genesis, and then like the 32-bit attachment. And I was like, I have never used it, but I have them. They probably don't work. I
also got a really cool Star Wars base now. It's like, it looks like a play set, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like this big honking thing that's like, ugh.
Batstan, which Sega CD do you have? Do you know? Do you have the first or the second?
Hold on.
Will's got a 2, I think, but we'll see. I only ever see the second one. We got games last summer. We saw a Sega CD 1. But they're pretty rare, that first model. Oh, you got the original Batstan. Good for you, dude. That thing's sick. Yeah, that's a really cool system. It just looks great. It looks so much of the time.
Yeah, so it'll be the 2 version. It's dusty as hell.
Yeah, there it is.
Hold on. I got to remove the side panel.
Oh, with the Genesis 1, yeah, it's harder to hook up, right?
Take that off.
That's so you don't get shocked if it's plugged in.
There we go. There's that monstrosity right there. Look at it in all of its glory.
Okay, now hold that up, okay? Here, I'll get you. I'm gonna get mine. Hold yours.
Yeah, I'm holding. Look at all the hookups on the back too, though. you got to power all of this.
Okay, flip it over.
Power
flip
up
it to
here. Power
the
up
front.
here. Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's the first one, and there's the second. I'll get us both up here again. Hang on.
I have a second one. It's in the box.
There you go. So yeah, see, the first one hangs off a bit.
A little bit, on the side here.
But it's amazing. If you have the first Sega CD with the first Genesis, it looks friggin' amazing. Like it's so cool. And then with this one, obviously the second one looks a bit better because it's all the same kind of design, right? It looks a little slicker. But yeah, if you flip this, if you turn this around, guys, Will's not kidding here. So AC adapter, AC adapter, AC adapter. And they're the hunkin' big Sega ones.
Yeah.
So imagine trying to plug in all three of those. Like, I know my mom wasn't happy. Like, how much is this going to cost in electricity?
You could heat your living room with these things.
Right? Like, it's crazy. Why did that stop sharing? I gotta find that first one. Maybe we'll have to go back to We Got Games, Will, to get that one.
You want to get one of those? You just want?
It was like what, 400, right? I think it's 400. Yeah, I want to get one.
Not cheap.
But you never see them. You never see that first one. I think a lot of them didn't survive. Where that second one that we both have is it's a lot sturdier.
Mm-hmm.
But
it doesn't look as cool though. That other one was really cool looking.
Oh, the first one, yeah, because it looks like an old piece of stereo equipment, right? Like it just looks good. Yeah. Tiny Toon, Wacky Land. It's by Konami though.
You missed. Wait, where are we?
What I miss?
Oh, you did. Yeah, there's an angular little ad there.
Where? Oh yeah. Oh no. Where? That's the ASCII pad.
Yeah, but go over one. That is the ASCII pad.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks exactly like the Angler.
It's not the Angler.
Never mind.
The Angler already had its ad. But look at this though. Page 134. There you go, chat. There's the first Sega CD right there.
Oh, right there. Yeah.
Guy's got it under his arm. Yep.
It looks like a VCR.
Yeah. Like if you guys seen a CDI, do you want to see a CDI? Because it looks like this. Should I get the CDI? It's so heavy.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Oh, my back.
Jay's getting his workout in today, lifting that CDI.
The Philips CDI. Oh my god. Oh. The size of this thing.
It's almost as big as you.
Dude, look at it. Look at my head compared to it. Like this looks like a VCR. Like they did no cool design whatsoever for this. They just wanted it to look like a piece of stereo equipment, which in the Western world, a lot of game companies did that. But man, the Japanese development was so much better. Not specifically for this, but just in general. Hi, buddy. I know. All right. I'll be right back. Put this back. Holy cow.
Oh my god. Yeah, that thing's huge. So big. Your largest system is your Betamax player? How big are the I don't know if I've ever seen a Betamax player.
How big is a Beta?
Are they not the same size as like VHS tapes?
No, they're smaller. They only have the one spool, I think.
Oh.
I think so, yeah. All right, we're moving on. Battletoads versus Double Dragon. 138.
Let's go. I love this game.
I never played it, I don't think.
It's a lot of
I
fun.
rented it. I don't remember it though.
Oh, I lost the part for the Sega.
Yeah, JT, that one is on my bottom of the shelf because if it's like anywhere other than that, it will pull the whole shelf down. It's so heavy. Here we go. Yeah, I still have to play this.
There we go. Could be a Friday night, play.
Yeah, we could do this. I got just a thing with the Battletoads though. That first game just scared the crap out of me so badly that I just don't think I ever played anything after that. So hard.
It's not as hard as that. It's more like an actual like beat 'em up. Like it has its hard moments, but it's enjoyable.
Right. Oh, look at the box art for Road Avenger. I remember that now.
Ugh.
This is like old school Sega CD where we got the cardboard box before they changed it to like the Saturn style boxes now. Look at that old school cardboard. Woo! Oh, brutality.
Mighty Final Fight.
Ah, what a great game. Yeah. So the NES, you can do Hagar, Guy, and Cody. Race with Bat Stan commentary. Well, we got to decide on the game, and then you'll have to know the game back and forth, Bat Stan, which I'm sure won't be a problem. But the point of the commentary is that you know the game, right? We'll give you a way ahead of schedule. I'll let you know what the game's going to be. I'll let Will pick the next game we race.
I did the last one.
I picked Mega Man 2. What are you talking about?
No. We put it as a poll, and then you told me to choose one of the two because they were tied.
What was the other one, though?
League of Legends.
Oh, no. Okay. But then we decided to do the race thing. I got you. Right.
Yeah.
Zelda 1 would be fun, I think. That would be an interesting one. You could do a lot of different things with that. But Jaws Unleashed for Xbox. I don't have that one. League of Lips.
That was a fun game. Jaws Unleashed was fun.
That was made by, I can't remember.
What's that? Maneater is one of the later ones, like like a newer shark game that came out, and actually is also really fun. It's like way over the top and crazy, but it's fun.
Right. Jaws is interesting. Well, you get to be the shark, which is really cool. Because the NES game, I mean, it's got its charm, but it's pretty bad. Later, Jeff. Have a good stream, buddy.
Yeah, something about it just is like endearing.
Arch Rivals, no good. EGM Lifestyles, the What's Hot resource for EGM readers only. I have no idea what this section is. Tuning into Disneyland's latest attraction, Sony debuts mini discs. Street Fighter 2 is tops with EGM readers. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's just like stuff around the world. Like this one's about tuning in to Disneyland's latest attraction. They're just talking about Steamboat Willie. Weird.
And we're going to end this poll with 18 votes. And at 44%, Heath Ledger wins, with Hamill and Nicholson tied at 22 and Caesar with a mere 11%.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
On the next page, though, there we go. Mario's making movies.
I'll believe it when I see it.
No, you don't want to believe it or see it.
Oh God. So you think live action Mario movie, right? And then the first image you see is this.
Looks great.
Like, what in the hell is that? Wow, this is a Koopa, a Goomba,
a Goomba,
something.
Yeah, they're Goombas, aren't they?
Dude, it's something.
Do you think it takes this Goomba who appears? Wait. Movie a long time to eat. Oh yeah, it is a Goomba. That's right. Yeah.
Like,
you guys can talk. Is that video still up? Can they go back and check our little commentary on Mario Bros. The movie?
There's a tab at the bottom of my YouTube page that has all the movies that Will and I watched and reviewed game-wise. And we did Mario Brothers. The Mario twins, yeah. Remember Mario before he was world famous? In the good old days, Mario and his brother Luigi were merely content with their humble jobs as construction workers. But then the big ape came along and changed everything. After the arcade game Donkey Kong, Mario's life was never the same. After the unpredicted string of success as a star of a continuing series, ultra popular home in arcade games, Mario is now making the jump to the silver screen. Inspired by Nintendo's popular video game character, Super Mario Bros. Stars Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo as the world's famous best-loving plumbers. The always interesting Dennis Hopper appears in the movie, along with Fisher Stevens, Samantha Mathis, Fiona Shaw, Richard Edson, Dana Kaminsky, and Mojo Nixon. I don't know who any of those people are. Mario Brothers.
They're all in the movie.
Is slated for summer of '93. I'll believe it when I see it.
I want to scrub seeing it.
Simulators for your living room. Fly an X-Wing fighter in your living room. I mean, why not?
X-Wing versus TIE Fighter? Is that what that is?
Hughes Training Incorporated recently introduced Mirage, the world's most amazing advanced concept in public entertainment. Mirage is a multi-seat capsule based on advanced simulation and visual technology previously used in flight simulators. Huh. There you go. So no, it's not. It's like an actual simulator.
Interesting. That must have looked... Okay, listen, I know we've come a long way, but like going back there and doing that, I wonder how like off-putting that would have looked. Like graphically, it's not great, right? So you would definitely know that you're...
Not in an X-Wing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, yeah, the fidelity's probably not there where it wouldn't like. It'd probably be neat, but it would take you out of it because it just doesn't seem real enough.
Yeah, I could see that. Sonic's got some comics. He's got a television show. Oh no, that's the X-Men animated they're talking about. Yeah, that was great. X-Men animated, so good.
Did you watch the new one?
I have not.
It's also really good.
Nice. Interview with Wetworks. Full steam ahead.
Why is all these people naked and steaming?
I don't know. I remember these comics. Youngblood, Cyberforce, Wildcats. I remember all those back in the day. 90s, man. The 90s had it going on. With films, with games, with comic books. It was just such a great time. Now? Not.
What do you mean? I'm spending $800 on a Switch too. It's a great time.
And in our game over section, we have the ending of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Oh, this was a good game. Did you ever play? Oh, yeah, it's Genesis. Chat, did you guys ever play Superman by Sunsoft? It was a good game. Kryptonite not included, just so you know.
I remember playing Death and Return to Superman, but I don't know if I played that one.
The Cool World with William Bradley Pitts. What a fun movie. Retro Mags. Guys, make sure you check out retromags.com. You can always follow along with Will and I. The link is in the description of the video. Click on that. Check out them as they have taken upon themselves to archive gaming publications. All the history of gaming, like EGM, it's all there. Make sure you check them out.
We made it to the end. We actually finished one this time.
We did it.
I feel like we failed to finish an actual magazine the last few times because they were getting really long.
Yeah, and a lot, like especially around Christmas, there's a lot of advertisements and stuff, which can be fun to go through. But I gotta also say that we picked a day where you're not streaming. It takes the pressure off, so we can just chill and go through it.
So yeah, that's true to Oblivion. Yeah. I know Ashley and I were looking to upgrade our computers and we're like looking at pricing for things. And like the new video cards are just so astronomical in price. It's just like I don't even know if it's worth it.
So you were saying that you're kind of bummed that Grand Theft Auto wasn't going to come out on PC right away. Is it safe to say that we're all going to have to upgrade computers to run that?
I don't know. I don't think they've released like specs on what's required for that yet.
Well, if it's anything like Rockstar, that trailer we saw, their trailers are always done with in-game engine stuff. So, I mean, that game looks insane, man. It looks insane.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Because, like, if they make it too resource heavy, like, that's going to cut out a bunch of people on the PC area. Especially nowadays, like we were already talking about how much we're spending on the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, if you want to get a top of the end like PC, we're going Canadian prices, right? Like that's what we go off of. Like, you're probably spending like at least $7,000 to get like a top of the line PC here now.
All that's that. Like go ahead. I was just gonna say all that for me for keyboard and mouse controls, which I just love for shooting games.
Arguably still the best way to play shooting games. But like the fidelity, like graphics wise, it still will be superior, but like by how much more for like the cost factor is getting steep. Like, is it going to be that much better than my PlayStation 5 at this point? That's worth like, 7 times the amount of the console.
It depends on how much it future proofs it for you, I would say. So
that's true too.
If you're guaranteed a gen out of it, which you probably aren't, if you're guaranteed at least 5 years, I would say, but a gen's what, 7-8 years now? I would say if you're guaranteed a generation, but I don't think it's going to ever go that way. I don't know. I think you're going to need a top of the line graphics card to play GTA 6 100%.
Yeah.
Drew says, welcome to the stream, buddy. I've never played any GTA game. I don't think I'm alone.
No, I'm sure there's lots of people that haven't played any of the Grand Theft Auto games before. They're great games. They're a lot of fun. But yeah, they're not for everybody. And like the content in them, like I can totally understand for some people just wanting to avoid playing them in general, right?
Yeah, 5 is notoriously known for the content. It's pretty rough, man. The single players, there's a lot of rough moments in that, but I just like the freedom of just screwing around and doing whatever you want. Like GTA Online is such a blast to play.
Yeah, there's still not many games that allow you to do it on the scale that Grand Theft Auto does, right?
Yeah, you can just kind of do whatever you want. I think the next evolution, what I want to see from 6 is, it's a big ask, but I want to be able to go in every building. Yeah. Like a good 70-80%. I think that would be great. It would just add to it. Whereas 5,
it does look like in the trailer, at least, like there's a lot of places you can go into for sure.
Yeah, like 5, we can go into like you can hold up the variety stores and stuff, which is cool in game. But just to be able to engage in those crazy police chases and be able to just run into any building and kind of hold up, like I love that idea. Take it a step further and destroy the buildings too. I mean, that's not going to be the case.
That's gonna blow up PCs and systems at this point.
That would be crazy, man. At least 16 gigs, yeah. It's gonna be good. This has been another great Friday, the Friday Sweet Ride with Jay and Will. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you have not become a channel member, please considering doing so. I have 3 different levels. You get gameplay with us. You get to hang out in the Discord. And your name's green.
Yeah, it's cool. You get a green name.
Better than gray, right? Well, come on. Right?
Sometimes, yes. Green's better than gray.
If you are a channel member, tomorrow we are doing our community day. We are playing Fortnite. So please come on by and join us at 10. Will, what you got going on?
This weekend I'm going to be over on Twitch, so twitch.tv/WillyLo. I had a community subathon back in December, where we hit a goal. So where the community wanted me to dress as a clown.
Oof.
And we're going to be playing some killer clowns from outer space, as well as Repo tomorrow. Doing some dumb things on stream.
So it's like double your fears. You have to be your fear and you have to play your fear.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Rough stuff.
But yeah, it should be fun. I'm going to do some dumb things, like some awful balloon animals, try to juggle some things.
Nice.
People can choose what to paint on my face, and yeah, there's going to be some whipped cream pies to the face as well, too, probably. It'll be a good day. We're going to make fun of it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you check that out. Oblivion, thank you very much for subbing. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, Jay's at 88,000 subscribers now.
We're getting there. We're getting there. And if you guys have not seen my latest history video, please check out the history of Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1. If you're a fan of Resident Evil or just history of video games, it's my favorite subject to create for. So please make sure you check it out. All right, well, we're out of here. Will's not here next Friday. We have Star Wars next Friday for Fortnite, but he will return. So fear not.
That's right.
All right, friends.
One day.
Check it out. Check you later. See you later. Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye. See ya. Bye.